Darrell Hundy, DarrellHundy.com. Starting with hoops, the Miami Hurricanes will take on Louisville today in the ACC Tournament. Tip-off is at 2:30 from Charlotte, and the game can be heard here on WQAM with our pregame beginning at 2. And tonight, the Heat will host the Bucks. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. That game can be heard on 104.3 FM. Over to the Panthers, who will welcome in Columbus tonight. The puck drops at 7 from Amerant Bank Arena. The game can be heard on 560 AM. To baseball, the Hurricanes beat UCF 9-5. Next up, Miami will hit the road for a 3-game series with Duke beginning tomorrow. And in the World Baseball Classic, the USA advanced with Italy beating Mexico. Joe, good morning on this busy Thursday.
Hey, man, it's been a crazy time, and then we get this crazy story yesterday that was had everybody talking yesterday. It was one of those in a million years you would never see coming. Bam, to become the second leading scorer in the game of all time in the NBA. And I loved everybody trying to break it down. And they were nice to Bam, but they were blasting the team they played against for everything that took place and the fouling. I just loved it even more. It was they can say whatever they want. It's just an incredible game that Bam Adebayo had with the 83 points. Just an incredible second all time.
Did you see some people being negative about that yesterday?
Yeah.
I saw it was a Russo from ESPN was like, I'm not impressed.
I don't know how somebody scores 83 against anybody in the NBA. The worst team in the NBA's got really good players. Now, some teams aren't trying to win. Some teams don't play well together. Some teams have their best players out. A lot of teams have a lot of guys out. And some teams, whatever, but they're still NBA players. And he scored 83 points.
It's a shame people feel they have to do that.
Yeah.
I know that the guy obviously got his clicks and got his whatever, but man, it's kind of a shame people feel that they need to do that to take away from someone's accomplishment like that.
We're in a tough world right now. Listen, Mark DeRosa, the USA manager who works at MLB Network and gets this job, World Baseball Classic manager. He getting blasted for not knowing the rules, and people are calling for him to lose his job. Like, lose his job. So I don't know how much they're paying him for World Baseball Classic. But yeah, people are going, he should be fired for not knowing the rules, which he should have known. But I'm like, calm down there, Charlie. Calm down a little bit, and the way he's handled everything. It's very interesting, by the way. This World Baseball Classic last night, it was a sellout. It was a tough ticket to get. It was unbelievable. It was Dominican Republic 7-5 over Venezuela. And listen, man, that lineup is must see. That Dominican Republic lineup is must see. You know, we talk about the Dodgers and that lineup they have, and with Shohei Ohtani in there, and and the rest of them, Freddie Freeman, the whole group. It's Mookie. That thing is. But this thing, Tatis, Marte, Soto, Guerrero, Machado. I just named a couple $1 billion, and I'm joking, but 4 home runs last night. 4 home runs last night, and they're fun to watch. And they are treating this like a Game 7 of the World Series. They're playing it like it's the Little League baseball game. They're playing it with great passion for all these guys that have literally, Guerrero, Soto, Tatis, Machado. When I said billions of dollars of contracts, I'm not too far off when you add them all up, but they're playing this thing. They are all in it, and they're one of the favorites, Japan, USA, Dominican Republic. It's kind of nice, it's kind of nice to see, because you're watching this and how, hey, listen, Venezuela's, proud. They were proud trying to hang around in that thing last night. And how important it is to some of these places. I just don't feel it's as important here. I said that when it started. And we got an unbelievable lineup now. You can go through that lineup with Judge and everybody else that's playing in the Harper. They've got a lot of great players. Got a little problem with the pitching because the teams will not allow their ace pitchers to pitch too much in this thing. Actually, a couple of guys have been told you get one game, you get limited innings and limited pitches, so you decide when you want to use them. I think some guys, so we've already had guys pitch and leave in meaningless games, actually, games you could have won with college pitchers probably, but it's just very interesting. It's a great tournament, man. I love it. I love it at Lone Depot Park. We got another great one in the quarterfinals tomorrow night, Dominican and Korea. And we're going to, pretty soon, these guys are all probably going to face each other, Japan and Dominican Republic and USA, some combination there. But it's fun to watch. And that Dominican team, that playing for the Dominican Republic, where they grew up and most of them still live a lot of the year when they're not playing baseball, man, that's a big thing. That's a big deal. Same in Japan. It's a big deal. I don't know if it's as important here. I mean, the baseball fans are showing up for it because the lineup is very impressive. I don't know how you rank them, but everybody treats them a little bit differently, man. Everybody, every country, and everything else. Mark DeRosa made a couple of comments that turned people off that he's going to rest guys. Rest them. You only played a few games. What are you resting them for? Said some guys were a little tired, and of course everybody ran with it and blew it up. Meanwhile, Major League Baseball is going to make sure you get our superstars back in one piece. We'd appreciate it because we're like we still got a few weeks of spring training left, and we want to make sure our guys are healthy and ready to go. We don't want to lose them when they're not even playing for us in spring. They're playing for the country. So anyway, hey, I like the World Baseball Classic thing. I do. I know we did this in hockey. We talked about that. Like, this is great break and having the four countries play against each other. But at the same time, man, you just don't want to lose guys. And with all that said, man, we got a lot of other stuff to get to here this morning, and a lot of news. Bradley Chubb released and signed by the Buffalo Bills. 3-year, $43.5 million, $29 million guarantee. Bradley Chubb, by the way, is going to leave the game of football making a lot of money, man. A lot of money as a former first-round pick with the Denver Broncos to getting traded, getting a new contract here, and now going to get another fresh contract with the Buffalo Bills. Played really well against them. Bradley Chubb had a really good season and is one of my favorite guys. I don't mind saying that. We all do that with guys we like and don't like. But Bradley Chubb's good dude, 8.5 sacks, one of our best defensive players last year, stayed healthy the whole year, had 2 sacks against the Bills, and that's a big upgrade for him as a pass rusher. Could be their best pass rusher right now. Nothing against Russo and some of the other guys they have on that team, but Bradley Chubb's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So we got Minka with the Jets. We got Bradley Chubb now with the Bills. Our guys are floating around. Mike McDaniel's grabbed a couple of guys and taken them to the Chargers, and we are ready to go. We are ready to go. By the way, just a reminder why we're in cap hell with the signings that we've had. If you've been looking and thinking, well, maybe we can still maybe we got more money than everybody's saying. And then you're seeing guys that are signed. You got to fill it up with 90-man roster. But Lonnie Johnson, Zane Anderson, yeah, I know it's Ben Sims. Yeah, guys that play special teams, guys that got a few starts, guys that play a few games. But make no mistake about it, we got them on the cheap for a reason. They're trying to get the best players they can at the lowest possible veteran price you can pay, with maybe a few incentives in there. But that's where we are. Just another reminder, if you thought maybe outside of this Malik Willis and signing a couple of your own guys back, this is it. This is Greg Dulcich, $3.5 million. That's going to be one of the biggest signings to re-sign him, the tight end. But again, just a little bit of a reminder of we got to get this thing cleaned up. And I know some of you are still upset about the Malik Willis, and we had to pay him, and we could have paid some other guys. And I'm sticking with our guys that they know what they're doing. They know Malik Willis. There's all these articles. Malik Willis is going to be a bad quarterback. And everybody seems to know, and I'm going to sit on this one, that 3 guys that do this for a living that know him better than anybody else. I'm going to go back and have been all in on this guy for a while, going back to when they left Green Bay to come here. I believe they thought there's a good chance Malik Willis was their best option and had the biggest upside to be and look and maybe become a franchise quarterback, and are going for it. So, and by the way, second part of this I wanted to get out today for everybody out there. If it doesn't work and we end up losing all those games that some of you have decided you'd rather have Quinn Ewers and lose as many games as possible, and you think that can almost guarantee us the worst record in football, which, by the way, is playing with fire when you do that, in case you haven't seen how that's worked out for teams. And this thing is loaded with quarterbacks, and we just happen to have 4 or 5 franchise-looking quarterbacks. Guess what? The Miami Dolphins will take one, even with Malik Willis's second year of his contract. I promise you right now, if there's a guy, and we just happen to pick second or third in the draft, and there's 3 or 4 really good-looking quarterbacks that we're talking about, you know the names of all the guys. By the way, going to be forced out because they're going to run out of eligibility. Definitely not going to go back to college again. And if you believe it, and it's right, and everybody's right, and everybody's going to get their act together and play well, because this was supposed to be a great class this year, but a lot of those guys went back because they didn't play great. Not because of they didn't play great. That's why. And they were afraid they're going to lose. They didn't play great in some big games and need some work. But they'll grab a quarterback. They understand. They're not stupid. It's not like everybody in the league doesn't understand the importance. They will grab a quarterback, especially if there's 4 or 5 good ones and they think one of them's a franchise guy, they'll grab him. I'll promise you that next year. I promise you.
So I watched some tape on this guy. Someone did a breakdown of some of his stuff, and the guy's got talent. Like, he is a talented player, but it would be, to me, I told you this, the other day, it'd be very concerning if he comes in here and just can't play at all. Right? Like, if he comes in here and looks like a stiff, it would be very, very concerning with the new Green Bay people that you've hired. Right.
All right.
This is their first major signing. This is their first.
But that's your negative spin to start the day.
No, I've actually been very positive about the Malik Willis
but
signing,
you started it right now, and I just want to say this back to you. So you've seen the highlights. Everybody's seen the same 20 highlights, the same 6 or 7 runs the outside to throw down the sideline. Everybody's seen them. It's not like it's been a lot of work. But again, I don't think he's going to be really bad. I just don't.
Of course not. But
the only thing that's going to hold him back is what he has around him.
I've seen people say that this is a dumb signing, that there's all this different stuff.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion on this, but they made a decision. I'm glad they actually stood out and didn't do the family make a decision here. And the guy goes, let's go get him. That's our guy. And by the way, we've known this might happen for months.
But I think they signed him to be the future of this team. I don't think they signed him as some bridge guy or some Band-Aid type of guy. And
they're hoping.
But if he comes in here and he's terrible, like, that would be very, very concerning to me with these guys and their quarterback evaluation process, wouldn't it?
Yes. I think, again, they've seen all the work. The problem is we don't have Green Bay's lineup, and we won't have it this year. And people aren't going to want to hear about that.
No, I understand, but he could still show you flashes that, like he's the guy. But we've had a lot of quarterback evaluation problems down here, man. I mean, we had a couple years in a row, we had the backup quarterback situation was a mess.
You're running the history program here, man. You're running the history program of running back the same GM, the same guys that have just died here and retired. We made guys rich in the front office from keeping them so long. We've literally got guys 401k so loaded they couldn't spend all the money in their lifetime.
But there was somebody last year that thought Zach Wilson could play, right? Because you got a guy in Tua, who's going to get hurt at some point. Well, they thought, all right, Zach Wilson's a guy. Like, he can come in and play.
That belongs to one guy. The guy that went to his workout, that fell in love with him that day, Mike McDaniel. That wasn't, I mean, our GM could have been there, but that was, first of all, I'm trying to stat history lesson.
You don't have to, but
no,
like,
you're sucking
saying,
me
like,
back in because
just,
you know some of this stuff, but you force me.
If you bring a guy in and he ends like the Skylar Thompson thing was tough. That was a tough one.
People are in love with him. Want to go through the Skylar Thompson thing?
No, I just hope that these
Chris got
have
up there
a good eye
said,
for what they're looking at here.
Chris said he's so good, we got to keep him on our 53 or we're going to lose him. He had such a great preseason.
I'm very excited about this Malik Willis thing. I really do hope it works out.
Man, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm not going to sit here and tell somebody just say it's got no shot to work.
I don't think it's a bad signing whatsoever, right? I mean, if those guys believe he's the guy, then
I don't know, man. I just see his highlights, and I can see he can already do some things a guy we just had can't do.
Mm-hmm.
Saw him throw it in the cold weather, make some good throws. I saw him run for first downs at three running touchdowns this year on top of 3 passing. Anyway, hey, listen, man, we'll find out together before. So anybody gets into this discussion, it ends up you got to bash everything around it, which to make your point. And listen, man, we need a new blood. I don't know how many times we have to say this. We needed to get rid of guys been here 20, 25 years, man. And again, we had guys here. I didn't even know they were here this long. We're over in Madrid, and they go, hey, did you hear the news? I don't want to say who told me. Go, we got rid of Chris's couple guys Chris has had. And Dave Hyde's been asking for this. God bless Dave Hyde. Dave Hyde's the one that said, hey, man, it's not only the GM that's been here too long, but he got a lot of people underneath him that he's been working with for 20 or 25 years in this organization. How the F do you keep somebody 20 or 25 years when you don't win games? And they're the ones that are out there picking and finding talent. And then everybody's got that out. Well, I didn't like him. Well, I liked him and they didn't like him. And, you always had that little backup plan. But everybody's called cover your ass. But yeah.
But even the angriest of Dolphins fans got to be the least bit excited here, right? For this season. Like there is a little bit of buzz. Yeah. There's a little intrigue around this. You're going to get some draft picks to go around the guy.
You'll get to see him. And I think we're all kind of curious to see what he looks like.
That's intriguing, isn't it?
See
it
what
gives
it
you something to look forward to when this season
man,
rolls around, Joe.
I'm looking, and I know what Vegas has said. I know, but I just
that's okay.
Hey, so the other part of this is, we let a guy go that had one guy had 20 years, the other had 25 years. Are you effing kidding me? How did they scramble around? And Dave Hyde, of all people, Dave Hyde said, hey, man, Dave Hyde's the first guy to say, Dave Hyde, who's up walking a dog right now. Dave Hyde says, hey, Chris got to get rid of some guy. And Chris is upset. How dare you go after my guys? You're right, Chris. We should have just gone after your ass, and we did. But you had guys here 20, 25 years. Can you imagine something's not working in a company and you go to the root of it and you find out we've had guys that haven't won a playoff game in the same amount of years and you still have a friggin' job? Especially in the talent pool is the base of it. Starts with you, what you write up in your area. 20, 25 years. Wow. Are we nice people at the top? What nice ownership people we have. Hey, man, we got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning. Now you got me all jacked up. Are you happy? Now you got.
I didn't mean to get you all riled up here, but
there's just nothing else to say about Malik. I saw the negative. I saw a couple good things, according to who, and then there's guys who are both former players. One loves them, one's not sure, and one doesn't like them, and he's not going to change from the rookie that was in Tennessee. It was just patched up because he was in Green Bay and such a good system that was around him. I go, okay, well, maybe we'll get the good system here and he can have success with all that athletic ability. By the way, his athletic ability and the guy we just had have nothing in common. Nothing in common. Even though one was a 3rd-round pick and one was a 5th overall pick, those two have nothing in common. All right, I'll tell you who does have something in common. With great trucks, your South Florida Chevy dealers. We got that. It's Chevy Truck Month. And we are rolling, man. We are rolling. You're looking for a new truck, man. We got the perfect Chevy Silverado. Check that. Legendary Chevy Silverado. Been around a long, long time. Whether you're looking for a heavy duty or a light duty, dependability always comes standard when you look at a Silverado. You don't have to worry about that. Hey, man, I want to talk to guys up early this morning that are on their way to work and just had that first coffee in that truck. Man, that's how you make a living. And I get it. It's not just 5 days a week for you. I get it. You give up your weekends to working for your family. You need a truck that works like you do. You want to get a great deal on a truck that you can depend on every day. South Florida Chevy dealers got it, man. Yeah, that Silverado can roll. No matter what it is you need, it's going to be perfect for you. As strong and durable as you are every day, you don't have to worry about your buddy, that truck that you make a living with. And for the weekend warrior pulling a boat across 17th Street Causeway in Fort Lauderdale, or maybe just the jet skis to Miami Beach, huh? Towing those jet skis, huh? You got the confidence, never a problem. Loads of power, capability, and advanced camera tech, everything you need to enjoy yourself as this area gets more and more crowded in Dade-Broward County. 14 dealerships out South Florida. Silverado trucks, great deals going on, man. It's Chevy Truck Month. Stop by, take a drive, sit down, and get a great deal at your South Florida Chevy dealer.
Today's topics.
Good morning to everybody out there. We do have loads and loads of stuff going on here to get to. Jay Lucas getting ready today for their first ACC tournament game. Watched that second half yesterday. Louisville came back and beat SMU with a strong finish at the very end. Of course, Louisville and Miami played last weekend. So going to be a rematch there. So Coach will join us this morning at 8 o'clock, and then going to be playing in the tournament at 2:30 today with a little bit of a rest. The good news is with that double bye is get the little bit of rest for his guys who's got some guys a little banged up. The other thing is this Bam's 83 points, and you're like, oh, nobody saw it coming, and loved everybody's reaction. I thought all the guys in the league that talked about it were great about it, and they realize no matter what the situation is, it's just not easy. Just listen, second time it's ever happened. Somebody's gone over the top of Kobe, and I think most people thought we'd never see anybody score 80 in an NBA game again since Kobe. But there was a lot of negativity. Not impressed because of what happened late in the game with the free. Listen, man, if you got a problem, because I don't care how you have to do it, you're playing against NBA guys. I'm not saying they're all the same. Of course they're not. Everybody's paid differently, but they're all NBA players. And this is not some small school and a big school beating up on them, running up the score and record amount of numbers and points and yards and all that stuff. So if you got a problem with Washington being so bad, okay. But Bam, those numbers, I mean, came out early, knocking down threes, great game around the basket. Again, if you don't like it and you thought maybe somebody should have doubled them and they should have taken them out of the game, all right, you get mad at their coach and you get mad at, their game plan, but you can't get mad at the guy scores 83. It's 83, man. There should be no marks next to it. That 83 is legit. It's unbelievable that it happened. It shocked the NBA world. Hell, it shocked all of us. Shocked everybody. Bam Adebayo, when you start thinking of all the guys in the history of not only this franchise, but some of the great players since I was a little boy, never thought Bam would be number 2. And I've had a chance to watch him since there wasn't a lot of TV going on for NBA basketball games. But it's just an amazing story that it's actually a guy that was drafted here starting because of his athletic ability and his defensive ability, which everybody knows the Heat, they like that. And he's worked on his game. You saw that they were showing highlights again yesterday, some of his best pivot moves underneath the basket with both hands. Going to the basket, and hey, man, I mean, just 83 is 83, and he divided it up pretty well through all 4 quarters to get there. Right?
I like how you're defending it this morning.
I'm not defending anything. I just
you want to hear this real quick? I told you about this during the break. The Chris Russo thing with Stephen A.
Oh yeah,
you want to hear some
shouting
of this?
And screaming?
Yeah.
Stephen, you want to bow down to this? Go bow down. I'm not bowing down. He took 43 shots. When David Thompson in 1978 scored 73, he was 28 of 38 from the field. When Doncic did it a few years ago, he was 25 of 38. Even Kobe only took 46 shots. He made 28 of them. He took 43 shots, under 50%, which there's 9 guys. Wilt did it 5 times. There's 9 guys over 70. He's by far the worst shooting percentage. 22 threes. 22 threes in the game? He's a 7-footer. I know everybody shoots threes, 22. But here's the worst thing. Well, first off, what Spoelstra did with the shenanigans of the game is a complete disgrace. And there's always some example of that. Wilt had some shenanigans with him in 62. I understand there's always a little fooling around with the game, but the Heat fouling the Wizards right away to stop the clock. I mean, really? When you're up by 40? And the third thing is he took 43 free throws in the game. 43 free throws. You know the career high of Kobe and Jordan in the free throws are 27.
Wow.
It went on from there.
Yeah, no. I heard it.
I don't know how people are
I
able to
actually
watch that
heard
or
it.
listen
Well,
to that,
listen, man, that's showbiz at its best, and having him on there to get it going, and Stephen A to go the other way on it and get things rolling. And gets his check and leaves and comes back. I think, what's he go, once a week at ESPN. But anyway, hey, man.
What do you say what Spo did was a disgrace?
You can say whatever you want, but that number's not leaving. He's going to be right next to Wilt in that picture forever. He can be right between Kobe at 81 and Wilt at 100. And he's not leaving. That's right, 20 for 43. 36 of 43 free throws and 7 of 22 on threes. Not going anywhere. So anyway, so much for that, because the Heat tonight, the hot Heat, back at it with the Milwaukee Bucks. And again, sitting in the 6th spot, 6 straight wins. And they're about ready to run some teams down here, man. And they've got Milwaukee, who's not very good, even with Giannis back, have not been very good since he's been back. And they're falling away. I think they're 10 games below 500 now, if I'm not mistaken. But
Bam's point total, by the way, set at 22.5 tonight. So,
I mean, I don't know what that. He's not going to score that. I get it, man. I mean, it's.
You think he's going for 80?
No, I don't think he's. I don't think we'll see 40. He's playing against. Listen, if somebody should be embarrassed about this, it's Washington. I know they're trying to lose games, but geez, man, they're going to be talking about it. And they were blasting them yesterday, too, for whatever that was that they decided to do. I mean, the whole team's out, by the way. The whole friggin' team was out for that game. Like 3 of the starters aren't playing in that game. And there are a couple of starters, too. And they decide the guy's got it going. You don't adjust to maybe go, hey, let's shut Bam down here and see if some other guys can. But they didn't care because they didn't want to win the game. But anyway, hey, listen, enough of that. We've got to go to break here. We got more stuff to get to here besides everything else. Get into the Miami Dolphins. Kim Bokamper's on his way in. We'll talk to him. Bradley Chubb, who had a real nice year last year, 8.5 sacks. A lot of pressures, a lot of good pressures, allowed other guys to get sacks, is going to Buffalo. Got himself a nice contract after getting released, 3-year, $43.5 million, almost $30 million guaranteed. And Minka Fitzpatrick, of course, also was traded to the Jets. So we're going to see a lot of Minka and a lot of Bradley next year in the AFC East. Anyway, we got to go to break. A lot more stuff to get to here this morning. But first, I want to take a second to tell you about Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and Low T. I want to talk. It's been a while since I've talked to you, man, early in the morning about this little problem that I had and you may have right now. And if it's something, again, nobody wants to talk about it. Low T, tired all the friggin' time, dragging, and everybody's telling it's just normal, dude. You're getting older. This is what happens. And when you're not active, you gain weight because you still eat the same amount of food. The wife's still a great cook and you're eating too much and all that. Well, it's never a problem when you're active and running around and staying active on the weekends and going on nice vacations where you're active and not just sitting around. Hey, if you're going through that and then on top of it, usually you got Low T, you got ED. Sex drive is gone. Your poor wife's in there making excuses for you. It's normal. Don't worry about it. Hey, man, I went through both, and I got to tell you, the Low T is one thing. That ED is a different problem. It is demoralizing. It really is. Depression, demoralizing, going out, going all right, going home, and going, oh, man, nothing happening in this bedroom. And if you're going through it, and every guy will go through it, ED and Low T will happen to every man out there. Go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. Set up that first appointment. You get your PSA test done, if medically advised, the test dose. The professionals will come in for the meeting and meet with you, go through everything, explain it to you, make you feel better, but more importantly, put you on a program that's made for you to have great results. In 7 locations in South Florida, serve you a brand new one in Hollywood. I go to Plantation, on my way there today. Call them 877-455-7300. That's 877-455-7300. Set up that first appointment. Man, it makes a difference. Go in there. I promise you quickly, you'll start turning back the clock like it used to be. Energy and sex drive. Visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Do it today. And good morning to everybody. Kim Bokamper will join us in 7 o'clock hour. Usually comes in around 7:30. He got a very flexible program going on there, driving from Broward County down here. But we'll be talking to him about everything going on now that, man, I just warn everybody, if you're waiting for a big splash, there is no money. If it hasn't been made clear to anybody out there, there's no money. Austin Jackson's contract was redone to free up some money, which also tells me he will be the starting right tackle. So probably got 3 positions for sure. Savanaya probably 4th at left guard. Needs to play better though, and then you got to find a right guard. But then the other thing with this team, for me, and we'll talk about it later in the show, is the unknown. I call it the 2025 draft class of unknown. All of them played a lot. And I also understand from year 1 to year 2, guys play a lot better. There will be some guys that play better. How many of those guys will end up being really good players, really good starters, guys you just go, man, we hit on those guys? Because honestly, I saw some now. Look at second half. A lot of guys played a lot better, especially on the D-line. Guys were getting more comfortable. We had all those guys. You go across the board with the whole thing. Marshall had a nice play. Trader had some nice plays. Phillips. Hewer starts the last 3 games, did some good things. Kenneth Grant was getting better the more he used his hands and got more comfortable. And Bigger started playing. Didn't get to play a lot, was inactive in some games early, but started playing more, got in that rotation later in the season. So you know, the whole class of guys, the 3 defensive linemen, got to play a lot of football. And you hope that experience to come back is really going to help them because they need to play. Most of them need to play again this year. Question is, how good will they be? Because they need to make a big jump. And I don't make the rules, but this is how the rules are set up. The higher you're picked, the more that's expected from you. And I always say this, I've said this for 30-something years, man. If you're a first-round pick, congratulations. You get a big, fat signing bonus before you ever play. And now those signing bonuses for number 1 picks are game changers, man. Life changers. If you're smart with it and you don't blow it, I mean, it is enough to live on the rest of your life. It is. It's that big. That's the good news. The bad news is if you're not very good and you're a number 1 or number 2 player, because both rounds get nice signing bonuses, get a lot of their money up front, it can be a rough place. It can be a very, very rough place in NFL City when you don't work out as a first or a second round pick. That's just the way it works, man. I didn't set the rules up. It's been going on. I got guys that I played with and around the time I played with that still feel weird about going out around here. Some have even moved away. So when they walk by, because it's even in your head. I've had guys tell me when you walk by people, you know what they're saying. That guy, man, he was a first-round pick. He didn't work out. You got to live with that. And that sucks. Somebody's going around always talking about how about you didn't work out as a Dolphin player. And this goes way back, man, without getting into a bunch of names. There's been a lot of guys that played here. And they go, and you'll say it, and Dolphin fans go, yeah, I remember him. Oh, he didn't work out. Ooh, he didn't work out that wasn't one of our best picks. Yeah. Now listen, man, you work out, you're a first-round pick, life's good. You stay in that city and be happily ever after. So, but we've got some of those guys. And a guy that I hope it works out. This is a big year. It's a new coaching staff. Is Chop Robinson. Chop did not play well enough. And at first, he wasn't getting to play enough because Phillips was here and he just didn't get the playing time. Then they trade him away. He got to play and he didn't make enough plays. He did. He was brought in to be a pass rusher out of Penn State, first-round pick. This is year 3. It's a big one for him. It's a big, big year for him. It's not over. This is not you're done, you're toast. It's just man, you got to pick it up. You got to be working with some guys and coming up with some new moves and trying to figure out how to use your great speed and your leverage so that you can be more productive. That is a position. It's very simple, man. It's pressures, and people will tell you the more pressures and quarterback hits you get usually means you're going to get your share of sacks, just playing the percentages. And all equally important. I'm not just about sacks. I'd like to see pressures where the quarterback's throwing it earlier than he wants to, or you're hitting him as he's throwing it and it goes up in the air and somebody else has a chance to intercept. Man, those are huge plays you probably don't get enough credit for as a pass rusher. But we've got some of those guys on this team. Kenneth Grant, Chop Robinson, Savaianaya. Those guys, those are big picks in recent years. Recent times that need to play better. We need them. We need them. Boy, you need everybody now because you're going to be thin. It's going to be a thin team because you only draft so many guys. Even if we hit on 4 of 5 picks in the first 3 rounds with the 5 picks and 9 in top 90, even if we hit on 4 of 5, where the 5th guy either gets injured, wherever he plays, injured or just doesn't play well. But you're going to need a lot of guys from last year going into year 2. And this year, rookies. I mean, there is no money to spread this out and put it on everybody. Wouldn't even be fair for some of these guys that we're signing right now to all of a sudden think they're just going to show up and be frontline guys on a football team on offense and defense. Help you on special teams, make tackles, all that stuff's great. But frontline guys, you're going to be thin, and these young guys are going to be so important to this thing. I can't say it enough how important everybody's going to be for this thing. So again, it's not a call out. It's not. I'm not sitting here. But you know who you are, man. And again, hope you're enjoying it. Kenneth Grant got a nice big fat check. Chop Robinson got the first round paycheck, signing bonus. One thing beautiful about the NFL, I know the money's not guaranteed like other sports completely, but tell you one thing they do, when you're a first-round pick, a lot of that money you get in a check up front. Now, going to be a lot lower in the base the next few years, but what a nice start to life, man, to have that check before you ever go out on the football field. Not a bad deal. Not bad at all to be there. All right, we got to go to break, man. We got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning. As we continue on, I got to tell you, man, there's nothing better, more enjoyable in baseball right now than watching the Dominican Republic and the passion they play with in their 7-5 win with 4 home runs last night against Venezuela. We'll talk more about that. And I do like the World Baseball Classic. I'm all in, man. I'm all in on that bad boy. I'm also all in on its hurricane season being right around the corner again. And I hope everybody out there is protecting their home and not going, well, we've been lucky the last couple of years. Let's see if we can get through one more year without impact windows and doors and a new roof that's been a little leaky recently. Hey, listen, man, protect your home with Loctite impact windows, doors, and roofing. You got an old leaky roof, replace your old roof now. You can pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Save big on their legendary state-of-the-art impact windows and doors. Impact windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. So don't wait for the next storm, man. Protect your home now before that hurricane season hits. You never know when a big boy's coming to South Florida. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com or call 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff during working hours to answer all your questions and get you started. Covering all of South Florida, doing great work, very competitive prices. Loctite Impact windows, doors, and roofing.
Bean Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai. You always pay less for a Parcito at Doral Hyundai. Visit us at Doral Hyundai, DoralHyundai.com. Starting with hoops, the Miami Hurricanes will take on Louisville today in the ACC Tournament. Tip-off is at 2:30 from Charlotte, and the game can be heard here on WQA with our pregame beginning at 2. And tonight, the Heat will host the Bucks. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. The game can be heard on 104.3 FM. Over to the Panthers, who will welcome in Columbus tonight. Puck drops at 7 from Amarant Bank Arena. That game can be heard on 560 AM. To baseball, the Hurricanes beat UCF 9-5. Next up, Miami will hit the road for a 3-game series with Duke beginning tomorrow. And in the World Baseball Classic, the USA advanced with Italy beating Mexico. Finally, in soccer, Inter Miami and Nashville played to a scoreless tie. In the Champions Cup round of 16, Miami will host Nashville for the second leg on Wednesday. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
That one in the air out toward right center field. It's going back, way back, and what a start for Juan Soto and the Dominican. And Tatis gets involved in a big way. 3-run homer.
Man, there was a lot of that flying last night at Lone Depot Park. Dominican Republic, 7-5 over Venezuela. Tatis, Marte, Soto, and Guerrero. 4 home runs between the 4 of them. Each guy had one. That team is unbelievable. And those guys, bring them up. I could throw Machado and some of those other guys in there, making big, big, big money. Some of the biggest money in sports, especially baseball. And treating that like they're back at 10, 11, 12 years old playing in the Dominican Republic. Just incredible passion. And it's coming up, man, and I'm really looking forward to it. United States plays Canada. Dominican Republic plays Korea, and they'll face each other if both teams win. And that's what everybody wants to see, man. And Japan, I mean, you don't get away from them either. But Dominican Republic and USA should be a fun game to watch. Now, USA can't be overlooking Canada. We haven't been very nice to them here recently. But, yeah, man. So, anyway, I just want to bring that up. Yeah, it was fun last night, man. That was great. I see why it was sold out, screaming, passionate, throwing Venezuelan and Dominican fans were at that game last night. And, boy, you'd like to box that up, Woody, for about 50 games. All right, I'm not being a pig. How about 20 games during the year on the weekends for some of the weekend series to see that? One
of the great mysteries that we've been trying to solve on this show. Ever since I started working with you, try to figure out how to get people to those games.
Yeah, no, we're
and it's been bad owners, bad players,
hey, listen, man.
Bad, the parking, the stadium's too far. I don't know, man. It's been everything, hasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, and we can even blame people. I mean, I think we've run out of. We can't even blame them anymore. They've been gone long enough. We don't even have to blame them. And by the way, man, on top of that, just to throw it out there, March 27th, under the lights, Friday night, Martin's Baseball opens up with what they're doing. And I'll tell you what, it's not the marketing department. They're going to be the first 25,000 to show up. They open against the Rockies at home. And if you like bobbleheads, which people love opening day bobblehead featuring Kyle Stowers, presented by ADT. But first 25,000 fans. And then they're going to have post-game fireworks. Keep you around. So
a bobblehead and a fireworks show.
Fireworks.
Telling me, okay.
Hey, listen, man, they're doing everything they
lose.
can to, hey, come on out, man. If you like fireworks and like bobbleheads and you collect stuff, get your tickets now, martins.com/opening day. But that's the kind of stuff they do, right? I mean, their big thing is, they're trying to get sponsors, and with the sponsors to do a lot of giveaways. And
so if you have kids too, by the way, they have this kids club thing that they do there where you can go. It's like right behind home plate, and they have a desk over there. They give your kid a lanyard, and it's got a little like a card on it or whatever. And each time you go, you get a different prize.
Yeah.
So they'll give your kids something, they got those 4 for, what is it, 4 for 44, whatever they
all
do.
the
Like,
different deals they have to.
live entertainment has gotten very, very expensive these days. Right, to go to anything, and that happens to be a very affordable product. It's
I'm
fun.
just saying this is the kind of stuff they have to do because they're trying to get fans to come back and have a great experience. And we're just reminded when you see last night when
that
you
people
have,
like baseball.
You have 36,000 at the game, and they're screaming the whole time. And boy, yeah. They love their baseball, man, in Venezuela and Dominican Republic. No question about it. And we are one game away from USA takes care of business. Dominican Republic takes care of business. They'll face each other, which don't bother me, honey. Not going out for that one. We are going to sit and watch that one together. Or you can go do something because that's got to be watched. That's got to be watched. It's kind of cool because I feel like the United States under a little pressure. Right? Like, hey, if you're going to do this, you guys want to do it or not? Are we going to do it? Or you guys just want to get together and bond for a few days and have a couple light workouts and you're missing spring training? Or do you want to go out and show Japan and Dominican Republic and anybody else that might sneak in this party in the finals that we have the best team? This is kind of a big one, man. Kind of a big one. Much bigger for me for USA than it is for Dominican Republic and Japan. Japan obviously is loaded. My God, where'd all the great Japanese pitchers in Major League Baseball now? They're all coming over. Yeah, we're done here in this Japanese baseball. We want to come over and pitch. And they all want to go to LA, right? Most of them want to go to play.
Well, yeah, because LA is handing out those contracts.
Yeah, they are.
They're not going to stop.
No. We will take your best player, and we'll take. From the best country, we'll take the best players. We don't care. We'll do whatever we have to. Anyway, so I just wanted to bring that up last night. Yeah, that lineup, you're going, oh my God. Sometimes you see him, you go, I don't know, is that guy from Puerto Rico, Venezuela, or Dominican? Then you see that lineup last night, and you go, oh, that's right. Oh gosh, okay, those guys. Oh, all right. Wow, those guys are all Dominican, huh? So that team is, and man, I'm telling you, they were running around like little kids for that game. They were just the pride of playing and knowing how big it is back home in Dominican Republic for that game. You could see it. You could see it. You could feel it last night in that game. Hey, by the way, we got a lot of other stuff coming up here. Jay Lucas getting ready for the ACC tournament. Their first game, they had the double bye. Louisville takes care of SMU late in that game, comes back to win it. And so they'll take on Louisville, who they played last Saturday, right? Last Saturday.
Yes, it was.
So
hell of a game, by the way. Maybe
game.
The most entertaining game of the season.
So we'll see what
Louisville didn't shoot very well yesterday. Not that means anything going in today, but
it's some big shots.
They
late.
shot very well from 3-point land in the game down here. So that'll be probably the big key to today's game is getting them off the 3-point line.
All right. Well,
it was a high scoring game, by the way.
We'll have
92-89. I think was the final.
Jay Lucas will join us coming up here. Eric Reed will also join us now that he's had a day to kind of think about what he just got a chance to call: every free throw, every dunk, every 3-point shot, and everything that took place for so weird.
It's a very strange story.
It's just like, wait a sec, somebody make a mistake putting Bam, like, seriously, second greatest scoring game in the history, not the franchise, the history of the NBA.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised that someone was able to put a negative spin on it, but
I don't care.
Still disappointing nonetheless. But
don't care. I knew when that game happened and the fouling at the end of the game, and that they didn't take Bam out. I knew all those things were going to come into play for anybody upset. And by the way, if it had been one of the great scorers in the league or been one of the great scorers in past years,
it would have been celebrated.
It would have been treated completely different. And the thing kind of lost in this, Heat are playing their best basketball in a long time. That best basketball in a long time, even with guys out. He's been playing a lot of guys, and everybody they seem to put in there they're getting quality minutes out of right now. We'll talk to Eric about all that. 6 straight wins so far, going for their 7th tonight against Milwaukee, and we'll see if Powell or Wiggins or Hero. It was actually 3 starters out of their lineup. Khalil Ware also didn't do it. That kind of forgotten because we're sitting here talking about, Bam. Hey, man, Bam had to do it. Like, he's looking around in that game. He's going, well, I don't have Powell again. Wiggins, Hero, Khalil Ware, my sidekick. Okay, I'm gonna have to do more tonight. And he did. Came up big in the game and got it done. Hey, Panthers got a couple of nice wins, man. They are banged up. Like crazy. Their top 2 scorers don't play in that last game. And I know they're way behind. I understand that, right? 11 points out of the last wild card position. But I tell you what, man, for them to come back with 90 seconds left and get that win, Verhaeghe a couple of goals and Kachuk a couple of assists in that thing to come back, just reminds you. And I just want to tell Panther fans, it looks like they're just going to run this thing back with the core. They want Big Bob back, even as he's getting older. Say, hey, Big Bob, don't worry. We'll work something. We want to work something out. We didn't trade you. And we want you back here, man, because we're going to have everybody healthy. And we're going to have Lady Luck with us next year. And we're going to make a run at this thing like we did for 3 years in a row. So they'll keep playing. Don't get me wrong. They're going to play this out with whoever they have. They got the teaser because some of those guys wearing that different color jersey that you can practice a little more in. What was it? Yellow? We decided it was a yellow jersey or orange jersey or a color like don't hit me, bro, when I'm running around out there. That's different jersey that they wear out there for practice.
You want a couple of Marlins texts?
Yeah.
Usually go to the front of the line here. 305 says, if the Marlins were truly doing everything they can to put people in the stands, they would spend money on good players. Marlins have had good players. That is not, during this whole deal here, has not had any impact. Another one, 954 says, when it comes to the Marlins, some folks are just like me. We have sworn never to attend. It took many years of abuse, and after all the abuse, they awarded them a new stadium, and you guys expect me to go. F that, he says. Never.
I don't expect anybody to go. By the way, I have never told anybody out there that you need to go to a game. I would never tell you how to spend your I like to take, I get credit for things when people get fired sometimes through the years and stuff. But I want to let everybody know out there, I have never tried to sell you on going to a game if you don't want. I want people to know what's out there, what's coming up. If you do want to get a deal, I'll do stuff like that. But I'm not all of a sudden going to tell you, yeah.
But who does this guy think he's sticking it to by, like, boycotting the team or boycotting going? Like, who are you sticking it to, man?
Well, he thinks he's hurting the team.
Yeah, but he's not. Team's going to be fine whether you go or not.
Well, that team is hoping they get a new agreement where everybody's on the same page here.
Yeah.
They would like to put a new system in here real quickly. And that's going to be a war coming up here. That between union and the players and the ownership. So enjoy this one. But, hey, listen, man, you don't want to go to baseball or somebody tells me you don't like hockey or you don't like basketball now, you don't like the new that's okay. Don't go. I mean, I like them all.
But if
obviously.
you say you like baseball and you're just like, I'm not going because I'm just boycotting it, like, I mean, you're really only hurting yourself.
Oh.
It's just, I don't know who you think you're hurting by doing that. 863 says, I live for Thursdays on Old Man Radio. Nothing is better.
Yeah. Well,
I'm very excited to see Bo today.
Yeah, he
Guy says he's still sticking it to Loria, laughing out loud. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like,
hey, I got
who do you
news
think
for
you're
you.
Sticking it to by not going.
Jeffrey Loria and that young secretary that he married, they're doing just fine. He stuck it to the city. He didn't have to pay as much in taxes, and there was on the sale, and he's doing just fine. He's got, I figure, a good solid $1 billion. He's probably going around showing that crappy art that he likes and buying it and selling it.
Oh, what the hell, man? You said you liked art now. You're an art guy. You said the other day. Team needs to win to bring fans. They were very competitive last year, so stop.
Listen,
stadium is fun and food is cheap. I love going to the Marlins games, especially the free prizes. There you go.
There you go.
Sounds like me.
Hey, man, that's their thing. Anyway, hey, listen, we got to go to break here. We're running a little bit late because I'm never on time in the format ever. Never have been. Not one of my.
Has your boss been riding you pretty hard?
He never around. Is he sick?
That I don't know. I haven't seen him.
No, I'm being dead serious about that. I don't know if he's got some issues going on there. We'll leave him alone, though. But I tell you what, if he's got some problems, it sure is nice. I hope he's okay. We like to see him occasionally. Baptist Health South Florida, man, what a sports medicine program they have put together. People ask me every day. I get it at least once. And the second part, I'm not crazy about. The first part is, hey, Joe, where do the pros going? I go, we enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and the Miami Dolphins all go to one of the top sports medicine programs in the country, the Baptist Health South Florida's put together. And the second part is, oh, man, hey, you think you can get me in to see one of those doctors? And the answer is quickly, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. You can do it on your own. Just visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. But I'm not calling any of those doctors. No, I'm not. I'm done. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it for a lot of different reasons. I'm not doing it. But the good news is those same doctors work on high school, college, and professional athletes every day, not just here in town, but athletes that come from all over the country because their specialists are so darn good at what they do. Anything with the knee, anything to do with the knee. The reconstruction of the knee has some doctors as good as anybody in the country that have had their knees. I could tell you, I'd give you a history lesson, but I don't think the teams want those names out. Shoulder, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip and knee replacement doctors, Achilles doctors. These guys are good, man. They're real good. This is what they see every day. This is what they're operating on. Good morning, doctors. Matter of fact, going in to do their operations this morning. Love having you, man, and thank you for taking care of us, including recently my wife. I really appreciate it, Dr. Swartz, and thank you. Hey, they got some great facilities. They got great doctors, easy in Dade and Broward County, Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility in 595 in Pine Island in Plantation, man. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal every day. One goal, man. It's about getting all of us healthy, back out playing the sports we all love the most.
WQA.
Good morning to everybody. Yeah, we're going to be going old school here for those of you that want to take the top off from time to time. Kim Bokamper's coming in. He clearly does not have a filter anymore. The filter's gone. I have learned now, being around him over the last 2 years. I'm not exactly sure when it started, but the filter is just about completely gone, and how he feels about everything. He's gotten to that age. I'm not quite there, but he's.
I want to ask him what he thinks about Bam's 83-point game. I might hit him with that first.
I think he's for all our teams.
Oh, I'm sure he's for all our teams, but I know his feelings about the NBA. And I'm guessing he'll have some.
He's
like,
got
Chris Russo type, like old man take.
He's got his biggest thing is the 3-point shot and guys not playing in game. Listen, man, the NBA's got some problems. As good as it is, and they got healthy guys sitting out games, rest days, and that's a big problem. And they got that all-star thing they got some problems there. I mean, there's some things they need, and hey, man, these contracts have never been bigger right now than they are in the NBA. God bless them, because those players getting a percentage of it. I think we've been pretty clear. What they say in 2036 or before 2030 something, top guys will be making $100 million a year in the NBA. What we're telling you is guys will be making over $1 million a game in the NBA of guaranteed money. Isn't that crazy? Now they're in the 60s, right? We're now starting to sneak into the 60s on the new contracts. I think Steph Curry's got a 60+ million contract coming up, and but he's at the end of the run. But man, some of these young guys getting these contracts and then going to get another one at 30. Guys going to be making. It will be very common in the league for stars to make $500 million. The good ones that played till their early 30s, mid 30s, will make $400 or $500 million.
Yeah.
No problem.
Good time to be coming into the league. It's big draft class here,
and
you're getting to see some of these guys now in these conference tournaments. Good draft class here,
and the threes aren't going away for everybody that's not crazy about the 3-point shot and too much of it. And I know we were talking about the old centers and Wilt and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and a lot of those guys, they played inside. Shaq was another one. Shaq wasn't shooting threes. Although I saw him make one the other day to make a point. Then during the show, it's very funny. But yeah, they had some great centers in the old days, man. A lot of the big man was alive and well in the old days, and now they're asking centers. You ever think you see Bam take 22 threes in a game? I think that's what it was, wasn't it? 7 to 22. Yeah, it was 7 to 22 in a game. But hey, the game's changed a lot, man. It has changed as much as anything. Anyway, hey, besides all that, we do have Kim Bokamper will join us. Jay Lucas is also going to join us, Hurricanes basketball head coach. He got a game today at 2:30, man, to open up his ACC tournament play after the double bye. Plays the winner of last night's game. Louisville came back to beat SMU, so they'll play. Here we go again in back-to-back games playing Louisville, and a hell of a comeback because Miami actually took a 1-point lead there after being down by 9, 10, 11 points, came all the way back in that game. But they'll have their hands full. It'll be a tough game today for them. Been a great turnaround from a team that was 7-24 to 24-7. Just a crazy, crazy story for Jay Lucas. We're always looking for a couple of good stories. And, of course, Eric Reed's going to join us later in the show. Man, his Heat team is hot right now. Not just the Bam story. By the way, kind of lost in everything besides the teams won 6 straight games and going for their 7th tonight against Milwaukee. They had a lot of guys out again, and I know they're a bad team. Washington is no question in my mind they are trying to lose. They want to get one of those top guys. But Powell's out, Wiggins was out, Hero was out, and Khalil Ware were all out of that game. And Bam not only goes on to have a a great game. He still one of the most, I don't care how you do it. The fact that he got 83 in an NBA game is just amazing. Free throws, threes, great, very aggressive around the basket in that game. Kind of left out while everybody was talking about all the other things they didn't like, but that was, I thought some of his moves. The defense in front of him wasn't great. There's no question, and he went hard. And he got fouled a lot, so he did get to shoot a lot of free throws, even before we got to that fourth quarter where it was foul city in that game. We going to go to break here. We've got more stuff coming up here in the show. We got a lot of talk with the Dolphins as we got a quarterback that everybody seems to be divided on. Old Malik Willis, man. And they've added a lot of guys. Redid Austin Jackson's contract to free up some money. Bradley Chubb is on his way to Buffalo, 3-year, $43.5 million contract. I'm going to miss Bradley Chubb, one of the guys I really enjoyed. During the games, when you do this, you got a lot of guys want nothing to do with you. A lot of guys just want to go about their jobs. Some guys aren't crazy about you. And then you get a few guys you like that you talk to a lot and you really enjoy. And Bradley Chubb was one of those guys for me. He was. Probably Bo feels the same way. Bradley Chubb was a good dude, and I think he'll help Buffalo, man. 8.5 sacks last year, including a couple of those sacks against the Buffalo Bills, one in each one of the games, including the game the Dolphins beat the Buffalo Bills up in at home in the latter part of the season. All right, we're going to break. We got more stuff to get to. I want to help all my guys out there, man, going through some hard times, in a funk. I just put it in a funk because I used to tell people, like, how's Joe doing? How's Joe doing? My guys are going, hey, I go, man, I'm in a funk. Is it alcohol or drug? No, it's just a little bit of everything, man. I'm just struggling a little bit, man. What am I going to do? It's just life after football. It's crazy. It's a crazy time in my life. But I got to tell you, man, if you're off the road a little bit, whatever the problem might be, and you need a fresh start, Recovery Unplugged, Dr. Barry, who, by the way, is not only the leader of the group and so good at what he does, he and his staff, but he's been through it. And if your mental health needs a comeback season, whatever it is, a marriage, a job, whatever, Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health is here to help you with a beautiful mental health residential program right here in Fort Lauderdale. They've helped over 20,000 people nationwide with expert care, music-based healing, innovative treatments like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. Hey, make this the year you put yourself first. Let's get you rolling again. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. New year, new you. Recovery Unplugged, heal out loud.
Today's topics are sponsored by
Time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody. It's been a crazy day or two. Hasn't it been crazy?
Yeah, you okay?
No, I was just thinking. Been a lot of nutty stuff. I've told you off the air. I don't know if I'm
you have. Yeah.
Kind of crazy stuff. Anyway, what do you got for us today?
Big day today, though, man. We got a bunch of games today.
Good.
Starting at 2:30.
Love it.
Go Canes. All right, let's get some headlines here. The NFL, Joe, is exploring a Thanksgiving Eve game as soon as this upcoming season here. So this is a game that would be a standalone game on a Wednesday.
Really?
Thanksgiving is on a Thursday, as we all know.
Really? Really? Are you me?
Yeah.
Are you me?
Well, they got a lot of streaming partners and different people, and
I just gotta laugh. It's a joke. Aren't we happy enough?
No,
With
we're never
Thursday,
satisfied.
Sunday, Monday.
We have an insatiable demand for football, Joe. There's nothing they can do that.
Nobody's safe out there. College football, get out of the way. High school football, get out of the way. God forbid they find out some date works, man. They're all in on it. Big audience, huh? Night before Thanksgiving. Let's take it.
To be honest, I'm not totally opposed to this.
No, I said.
I mean, it's a nice.
Everybody's got the next day off.
Yeah.
You get the early jump, and somebody got together, the old marketing department, and said, "Hey, we can sell this one. I think we can make a lot of money." Who's that? We got Amazon Prime, Netflix. Apple TV's not biting on us, though. They went all in on Major League Soccer. Apple TV.
But they also have F1 now.
Oh, they have F1. Thanks.
So,
is there there's any other apps out there that have a chance at
NFL Network gets a game all the time.
Yeah, but NFL Network's ESPN now. That's
yeah, but it's their own standalone thing still, isn't it? Don't I have to subscribe to that NFL Plus service if I want that?
I'm not sure what their deal is, to be honest.
Someone needs to come out with a spreadsheet of everything that we need to watch football. Here's what you will need to watch football this upcoming season.
Wednesday night. By the way, the game will do well Wednesday night. It's just weird,
so.
Man.
Play on any night.
The players are going, hey, how are we going to do this? All these days. How many days do you expect us to, play 3 or 4 days later, and we're going to be – we're getting bigger and faster. That combine was a –
player safety, bro.
Man. All right, anyway.
All right, Joe, this is obviously not surprising here, but the demand for Bam Adebayo cards increased by 13,000% after his historic 83-point game. As of
all the collectible heads out there, man, went crazy on this one, huh? You do that too. What was the other day you were telling me? Oh, Malik Willis card.
I got Malik Willis,
had to go and get that Malik Willis card.
Well, it was actually wild because you could see it happening in real time. You could see people changing the prices of the cards.
So Malik Willis's value went up just because he was with Green Bay as a backup. Now he's.
And the other problem that you have, and I've seen a bunch of this, is I actually saw this with a Bam card. Somebody will buy the card, it's sitting there at whatever price because Bam stuff is very low end. I know low end is not a nice word, but you know what I mean. Yeah. It's not very expensive. It's not very highly collectible. So people will buy the cards before the seller is able to change the price. And what will happen is they'll cancel your order.
Oh,
which is obviously, very frowned upon. But
I was real excited about getting into this business for my 2 grandsons, but I'm not so excited about it anymore, Woody. Literally.
It's not in a great place right now. It's not in a great place. It's
not going backwards.
Well, I don't know, man. It's gotten to a point where it's only designed for the very wealthy, it seems like.
Yeah.
Right? And you can go and buy a box of Topps Chrome at Target for $50, which to me is a lot of money for a little box of cards that has very little chance of having anything in it.
Yeah.
All
right.
I don't know. I guess it's all relative, depending on what you think is expensive, but it's gotten a little out of reach, I guess I would say. But the highest, as of early Wednesday afternoon, Joe, the highest paid price for any Bam Adebayo card was $7,000. That was for his Nebula 1-of-1 rookie. Let's see here. They've sold now there is 5,100.
Bam has a card that's worth $7,000.
Yeah, but that's like that's his
That's
one of one rookie card. Like
All
that's
There's a lot of
and that's
money.
actually low for that, sadly. But somebody also has a Black Prism one of one rookie card, Joe, that they listed for $1 million on eBay. Right after the game, they listed it for $1 million or best offer. So
I'm not just a fan. I'm a business.
I would not advise anybody to go trying to buy right now with Bam while the market is surging.
Yeah. Good for Bam.
People do this though, man.
Hey,
It's
you
how
know
it
what's
works.
nice, man? We're talking about Bam. We're talking about the Miami Heat.
Yep.
Could not run from it yesterday when you score 83 points. Doesn't matter whether it's free throws, threes, or going to the basket for a layup or a dunk. He got himself 83. It's not going away.
All right, Joe. It is that time of year again when Ultra comes to town, and it is also that time of year when the people that live across the street from it start to complain.
Yes.
And CBS got this from CBS here locally. They are complaining, and it looks like they are about to sign a contract here for Ultra, a 20-year contract extension that would keep Ultra at Bayfront Park long term.
Wow.
But the residents are complaining, Joe. Could you
That's
please
always,
give some consideration to the residents that live down here?
That's
it's too
always
loud. It's too crowded, and
it's always the same time as the tennis tournament, right?
It is, yes.
Because I used to
coincide,
when it was
yes.
in the old days when going down to Key Biscayne for it got its new home. Hard Rock Stadium. Kickoff this Sunday. Hope to see you out there.
Excellent.
I don't care about that other stuff.
The
you
Ultra
like
stuff?
You like it?
I do like Ultra. You know I like Ultra.
I forgot. I did. I forgot.
I mean, I don't go to it because it just looks like a nightmare, but I mean, I like watching the stream. You know, see other people.
Jamie, you like
stand
that
out
kind
there.
of music or no?
I like the music. I've never been to a festival like that, though.
It looks like a very unpleasant experience. Unless you have like a nice, one of those VIP tables off to the side or something. But
yeah,
I don't know how you go to the bathroom if you're in that big mass of people.
I don't know.
There. Well, I mean, I guess I know, but
not a good situation.
Anyway, that's coming to town soon here. And of course, those people are complaining as usual. But here we go, Joe. Another thing to complain about. We might have a record-breaking amount of sargassum seaweed coming to South Florida here.
Again?
Yeah. That's the stinky seaweed, I think, by the way.
Well, I was down in Key West. And we went down. Oh my God. It was bad. And it smelled so bad.
Yeah.
You're right. It was bad. So, well, that'll be it for that side.
Yeah. Dania Beach. Notice higher volume than usual.
Yeah. Tough, Woody.
Not good for you, by the way. Says floating in the water, once it decays on land, it attracts insects and bacteria. Guy from Toronto complained he had a very bad itch from it.
You got a bad itch from a lot of things down here. You better be careful, man.
Yeah.
South Florida's not for everybody.
Now you come home from the trip, you go, no, it was the seaweed. It was the seaweed.
What's that new rash you have?
Yeah, it's a damn sargassum.
Such an idiot, man. Oh, God, you're such an idiot. All right.
You have a big weekend down here. You get hit Ultra. You hit the beach.
Yeah. It's not funny. None of this stuff's funny. I'm just very immature.
Tourism is booming. And you hit the tennis.
Oh, yeah.
You could really have a weekend down here, man.
Oh, yeah. We got that tournament's 2 weeks.
Then F1.
Well, I'll tell you what. Alcaraz last night. Oh, God, was he good. He's he's worth it, man. You get a chance, find out when he's playing down here at the Miami Open. He is something else. All right, we got to go to break, man. I want to tell you about Chill Zone. Speaking of this weather, it's starting to warm up, man. And I just wanted to tell you, there's a new sheriff in town.
1-800-747-3.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Darrell Hyundai. You always pay less than your pricito at Darrell Hyundai. Visit us at Darrell Hyundai, DarrellHyundai.com. Starting with hoops, the Miami Hurricanes will take on Louisville today in the ACC Tournament. Tip-off is at 2:30 from Charlotte, and the game can be heard here on WQAM with our pregame beginning at 2. And tonight, the Heat will host the Bucks. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. The game can be heard on 104.3 FM. Over to the Panthers, who will welcome in Columbus tonight. The puck drops at 7 from Amarant Bank Arena. That game can be heard on 560 AM. To baseball, the Hurricanes beat UCF 9-5. Next up, Miami will hit the road for a 3-game series with Duke beginning tomorrow. And in the World Baseball Classic, the USA advanced with Italy beating Mexico. Finally, in soccer, Inter Miami and Nashville played to a scoreless tie in the Champions Cup round of 16. Miami will host Nashville for the second leg on Wednesday. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, Woody, thank you. Hey, man, we don't get this very often as the University of Miami off their double bye gets set to take on Louisville. And guess who joins us from the tournament? Jay Lucas, the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes. Coach, good morning. And by the way, I got to ask you, you just played this team. I watched the second half of it. Louisville's got a nice comeback. Looked like they might lose that game, hit some shots late. They end up winning. You just played them on Saturday. How many things, Coach, do you change from that game? You guys had a nice comeback to actually take that lead before you ended up losing.
So much, because we were so bad in the game, to be honest with you. And so, you know, for me, it was, you always want to play somebody who beats you, one. But then also we were just so far from ourselves on the defensive end. I think there was a lot for us to clean up and a lot that we can get better at that can change the game for us.
What was but listen, and it seemed like it was 9, 10, 11-point game the whole time, and then you guys make that run to actually take that 1-point lead in that game with a couple minutes left, as bad as you played, as you just said. What kind of things just individually, Coach, can people look for that you're going to kind of emphasize today against them?
You know, for us, we got to apply more pressure on the ball. I thought we were too soft on the ball and gave them just too much freedom of movement where they could just operate and penetrate as much as they wanted to. That was one part of it. And then the second part of it is always for us, we just got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. I thought we shot some bad shots and gave them some turnovers that led to them getting some easier points and always staying a little bit ahead of us and having a cushion. So if we can clean up those two things along with eliminating their threes, will be a big difference in the game.
Coach, you've been around a lot of teams. I know this is your first time being a head coach, but you've been an assistant coach in some really good programs. Have you ever seen your top 6 guys stay this healthy throughout a season? I don't know if I've ever seen you pretty much, outside of the guy coming off the bench, missed a couple of games for personal reasons. You guys been pretty healthy, and I'm not saying they're 100%, but you got guys playing through it, man.
Yeah, you know, I guess it's the gift and the curse of the places I've been. Places I've been, they've always only played about 7 guys. And so I guess I have a little bit of that in me. But also we need to, you know, moving forward, especially the tournament, but also next year, just start to develop more of a bench and I guess expand the roster a little bit. But, you know, I think the benefit also of playing these guys, they have a rhythm, they have a routine. And I think a little bit of the practices, we taper them from where they start at the beginning of the year towards the end of the year. So it helps with those guys, you know, just bodies not being as banged up as they could be with also playing those heavy minutes.
4 days off, Coach. I was going to ask you, that was going to be my next question. How much you rely on sports science? I was shocked to hear Mario Cristobal looking at sports science stuff. I thought he was old school. I was shocked. He goes, no, that's a big part of it now. For you too?
Yeah, it is. It's a big part of it just because you have the information, you have the data, so you might as well use it. Now, you know, I'm still old school in the sense of I'm big on the eye test and making sure that I just kind of look at them and see where they are. But the data also shows that, you know, you should have at least, if you're off and only have one game, you should at least have another day that emulates a game. so their bodies kind of stay where they are. So, Monday we went pretty hard. Tuesday we went kind of in between. Yesterday we started to taper and it's more scout based, and then today we got to be ready to go.
You watch that game yesterday as a team? Were you guys all together to watch that? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I made them come for the first half.
Okay.
I did. And then after that, they kind of just went and gave them some rest and stuff. But I know they were watching it and seeing it. And then right after the game was over, we started kind of our preparation and our scout. So we went right into film.
Coach, it's amazing what has happened so far. And again, I know you're already looking ahead to this game in just a few hours here, but guys, this team was 7-24 a year ago, and you have flipped it to a 24-7, 13-5 in the ACC. How does your team treat this going into it? Like, hey, it's all gravy now, or is it no, hell no, we want to get to the finals of this tournament?
No, it's always, when you have the chance to win a championship, you won't win a championship. So that's how we're treating it. And another part of it is just, you get to play somebody who beats you, so it adds to it. And so for us, we're not in the, cruise control mode. The thing I am excited about with my team right now at this moment is I feel like we have confidence and we believe we are good. And that's the hardest thing you got to get to. And so now it's just about the execution and finishing the games. But when you got the chance to win the championship and cut nets, and that's what you want to do.
Hey, it's amazing how good you guys have been on the road. I just, and the shots and playing well at the end of games, and everything from knocking down free throws to getting defensive stops, getting big offensive rebounds in the paint. Man, you guys have just been so, as you said, so confident. That kind of surprises me when you're learning how to win through this thing. You think the maturity of guys being around so much college basketball has helped them?
Yeah, of course. And that's why you want to always, kind of pinpoint those guys in the portal who have played big time basketball. And we got a few of those. And then we've just had the ability, honestly, to be in a lot of close games, especially early in the ACC. So you look at the Pitt game, you look at the Wake Forest game, as two just to identify that kind of helped us down the stretch. So we've been in this moment so much, it's not new to us, and we've adjusted, and we've had our fair share of wins, and we've had our fair share of losses. I mean, you look at Cal, Florida State, Virginia, and Louisville, and we all have the lead under 20 seconds, and just, different things happen.
That's amazing. It really is. Even those games, they could have gone either way, to your point. At the end of the game is just nuts. Hey, I always wonder, Coach, why this is going on. That recruiting machine never stops. Never stops. They're playing basketball, and somebody's recruiting them while you're getting ready to play this game. Do you ever turn the recruiting part of your brain off, or is that thing constantly running in the program?
It's constantly running. You can't turn it off because it's the lifeline of what we do. It's the lifeline of the program, is being able to recruit and have really good players and really good kids. So you have to always be on top of it and always doing it. And it's the same for me and us. I think part of it for me, especially just with these end of the year and these all ACC awards that came out and having guys almost on every team, it just shows, that you can come to Miami and be who you're supposed to be.
Boy, you're right about that. I was going to finish up with that from the way your guys have been honored, and basically 1 through 6. It's incredible. From guys coming off the bench to the rebounding, the shooting, the numbers. You got to be pretty happy, and I agree. It's all good for business, isn't it?
It is, and I'm excited because as a coach, that's all you want. And also the former player in me knows what it means for those guys when you work hard and you put in the work and you finally get some recognition for it. And especially it being our seniors who have kind of been guys, just guys where they were. And now they had the opportunity to be in kind of a Broadway role, as to put it, and for them to step up and deliver and then get the recognition for them. As a coach, that's all you ask for.
Hey, Coach, just a crazy question, and I had to ask you this because it's a topic that's going on, the transfer portal. You already have an idea of guys that from other programs that might be jumping into the transfer portal that are pretty good? Because I know everybody in the country. You've been in this business. You got a pretty good feel for guys, and are players reaching out to you already?
It's a crazy world. You have a good feel. You have a good feel for guys just because this world we live in now with agents and all this stuff that,
Right.
People kind of reach out and do all this stuff. You don't directly talk to anybody, like the player or the family or anybody, but they have people that reach out. I told me and my staff, don't communicate or talk to anybody until their name is officially in the portal, but make sure we're gathering the list of the names that they're sending us so we can make sure that we're ahead of it.
Hey.
That's funny. We're kind of playing the game on both ends.
Yeah, it's funny because, word leaks to everybody. Stuff gets back to you. Hey, I hear such and such hell of a player not happy where he is. Boy, they'd hate me on your coaching staff. They would kick me right out because I'd be tampering my ass off, man. Those coaches complaining. The guy was at lunch. They're calling him. We're not even done with the year. That'd be Joe Rose over there making that call, Coach. Going,
man, you would fit in with 80% of basketball, so you wouldn't be an outcast. I promise.
Oh, Coach, you're beautiful, man. It is bad. I listen to everybody. Now we got a guy from South Florida saying he's going to fight guys if he finds out. He's at that coaches meeting. Man. He's going to fight guys. He'll find them. He's going to fight them. I was laughing my ass off. Coach. Hey, good luck, Coach. I really appreciate you coming on. Good luck today at 2:30. We'll be watching, man. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right. Jay Lucas, Hurricanes basketball coach. Hey, everybody's tampering, man. If you ain't tampering, you ain't winning in recruiting. Hey, I'll tell you where you're winning every day, man. Your South Florida Chevy dealers. Oh, I'll tell you what, man, it is Chevy Truck Month. It is on fire. Silverados, man, our big dogs. Hey, you talk about the Chevy family. We love our cars. Of course, we love our Corvettes. You talk about SUVs. We love them all. Tahoe, Suburbans. But when it comes to Chevy Silverado, strong, durable, a truck absolutely made for your lifestyle. Let me get this. Wait a sec. So you work in the back of your truck 5, 6, 7 days a week. You need a truck durable like you, man. That's how you make a living. We got it. Heavy-duty truck, ready to go. And heavy-duty or light-duty dependability always comes standard when you talk about a Silverado truck. It is Chevy Truck Month. We got great deals going on, whether it's for work or whether it's for pleasure. Going 17th Street Causeway in Fort Lauderdale, getting ready to go out on a nice boat or the jet skis in Miami Beach, you can never go wrong, man. We'll give you all the power, capability, and advanced camera tech you need. So, hey, you're starting to look around. We got 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. Take a test drive. You'll fall in love with a great deal at your South Florida Chevy dealers today.
Text WQA.
Number 58 from San Jose State, out of Milpitas High School, Kim Bokamper.
That's right. The big fella's here. Kim Bokamper in the house. Want to thank Jay Lucas for joining us. Eric Reed will join us at 9 o'clock. Speaking of old school, Bo, we were just talking. You have cut back on your drinking, by the way.
I have.
We were talking about drinking and going to functions and not. Yeah. And you've cut all the boys on Saturday night on the road. Cut way back.
Yeah,
the whole group.
Older, getting a little older, and just
now we just
a little harder to get up that next morning.
That's number one,
right?
But I also think it's the little surgeries we've all had.
Yeah, everything.
Trying to buy some time now. We're trying to buy a little bit of time. Hey, man, we got. I was thinking of you last night. Bradley Chubb got 3-year, $43.5 million.
I'm happy for Bradley.
I am too, man.
You know what, Bradley for me, he was, he's one of those stand-up guys. Look about Jalen Phillips. Look at the deal Jalen's got.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm happy for him too.
He's the biggest winner. Yeah.
Bradley, I was just from the guys that I deal with, after the games and stuff like that.
He's one of your core 5 or 6 guys.
I think Jordan. That's the middle linebacker.
Oh, Brooks, Jordan
Brooks.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Always
all those guys, that just step up and are just good. They tell it like it is. They're not trying to sugarcoat anything. And they just tell you what it is, and I like those kind of guys.
I think Bradley Chubb's going to have a good year. He's going to Buffalo.
I think so too.
Had 8.5 sacks, and Bo, that 8.5 could easily been 12 or 13.
Well, look, and I'm going to tell you what, as pass rushers go, he had 8.5 sacks, but he probably gave 6 sacks to the other guys because they're chasing the quarterback away from him out of the pocket.
There's some defensive linemen that happen to be in the right place at the right time to
Zach Sealer too, same kind of guy. Those guys. I'm happy for that.
It was good. No, it was good.
I tell you what though, Jalen Phillips, boy,
biggest winner so far.
With the injuries, with the injury deal, boy, they're putting a lot of money on that deal.
80 guaranteed.
Yeah.
And $120 million contract.
Yeah.
I know.
He wasn't good enough for us, so.
Oh, listen, we gave out all the money to the wrong guys. That's, we wouldn't be having this, Bo. You know the deal. It's just, I don't know when we let it go. Because it's kind of hard to talk about what's going on because people are frustrated.
Yeah.
They're frustrated with the Malik Willis. We actually have a lot of people upset.
And so how can they be upset? Tell me what's the.
We have a lot of people already said Malik Willis.
All these guys know that he's not good, right? Yeah. And probably
agree.
99% of them haven't seen him throw a football. Right.
So Malik Willis.
No, 99% of them haven't seen him run with the ball.
Well,
100% of them haven't been in the huddle with him or in the locker room with him.
I think, look at these 3 guys, and I throw John Robinson in there in the group too, who drafted him out of Tennessee. But so people going, well, we have money. Why are we going out? He's not going to be. And I look at the only reason he won't be as good as you want is because he may not have enough around him here in year 1. But outside of that, I think he's going to make plays. I think he's going to do a lot of good things. But, Bo, I'm seeing who they have. They have no money. So you're going out and you're getting a bunch of guys you've never heard of. Lonnie Johnson, Zane Anderson, special teams guy, played a little bit at safety for Green Bay last year. They're getting some of the guys they know, but that's what we're working with this year. Now that they've redone Austin Jackson's contract,
you got that big cloud over your head. That $99 million that's hanging. You split it in 2 years, but it's still $99 million that you got to deal with.
Right.
But I think they've managed. I think they're managing the way they should, getting all these guys, and it allows them some freedom in the draft in the top couple of picks. Now you're not certainly not pressed to I would doubt that they even draft a quarterback in this draft. Maybe very late, but I think Malik is
not one of the top 5
not one of the tops.
I agree.
So now you can look at the cornerback early in the draft, maybe another edge rusher early in the draft, and maybe an offensive line in within the top 4
If that was our first 3 picks, I'd be very happy.
Exactly.
And I know we need tight ends and wide receivers,
Yeah.
but if we were to take a cover corner, a pass rusher, whichever order, I don't care.
Yeah.
And you still get me an offensive lineman with one of those 3 picks. By the way, maybe 2 offensive linemen with one of those.
Yeah, I would think they would. I would think through the picks they would come out with 2 offensive linemen.
If I got 2 in the 3rd round, they got 2. They have 2 offensive linemen they like,
Yeah.
and I know we got needs everywhere because people are going, "Well, what about safety and what about tight end and what about here and there and everywhere?" But listen, I'd want to be part of this class because there's a good chance you're part of this draft class. You thought they played a lot last year.
Yeah,
Bo, these guys going to be playing a lot
Yeah.
between last year's draft class and this year's draft class, which will be their first, is going to be.
Yeah, but you also look. You still have Achane back there. For
Waddle,
Waddle. I mean, Waddle. I don't know if I don't know what their priority for Waddle is. I hope they keep him because I mean,
a lot of teams would love to have him.
Yeah, exactly.
They got some good offers, I think, and
but to me, I mean, he falls in the category of me for Christian Wilkins and what was the guy in Minnesota? What's the pass rusher that we gave away?
Yeah,
I can't.
Van Ginkel.
Van Ginkel up there. He kind of falls in that category for me. Well, what? So I know Wilkins was an injury thing, but Van Ginkel's playing like an All-Pro, and so we've given him away, and so I think I think Waddle would be a guy if you give him away to another team, he could very well be an All-Pro or a Pro Bowl player. I think he's got that ability. So why not just keep him and you paid him now play him?
I agree.
Right?
I don't want Achane and Waddle to go anywhere.
No way. No.
We need some guys. By the way, it doesn't do any good to bring in Malik Willis and then you go get rid of your 2 biggest weapons.
You got your 2
offense, top receivers, and because Achane's also your second best receiver because he didn't catch a ton of footballs. Yeah. And then the other part of this thing that's going to be very, very interesting going forward is do you load up on the offensive side of the ball maybe and go, hey, we got to get something going here with Malik. We'll worry about it with the defense, but we'll I'm curious to see how they draft in this.
I think they've got to get an edge rusher. And from what I'm hearing is they're probably going to be running a little bit more 4-3 of a type of a defense. But you've got all those defensive tackles that you drafted last year. You got those 3 guys, the 3 big guys in there, right? And you still have
Zach Sealer.
And so I think that I think they're good in that situation. But you need to get another. You don't know.
You see how much money they're getting in free agency. I agree, man. Yeah. And by the way, there looks like there's 5 or 6 guys that are really good, including Mesidor. I don't know where Mesidor fits in this whole group with Ruben Bain, but 2 of them are right here down in Coral Gables. But there's 4 or 5 other guys that we've seen that everybody's raving about that could go in the first round into early in the second round. The other thing is the unknown. And we got to get more out of. I said this to start the show this morning, Bo. It's great to be a first-round pick. You were one.
Yeah.
It's great, but if you don't play, and you've seen it, you've seen guys before you and after you that didn't play well for whatever reason, injury, and what life was like for them. Yeah, it's great to get that signing bonus.
Yeah, it's tough, but look, that it's great to get that signing bonus, but it's it's a collar around your neck.
Well, you were one. You're talking firsthand.
You've got to perform to it,
right?
And there's an expectation. I mean, and look for us. So when I came in, we had 2 first-round picks. It was Larry Gordon was 17, and then I was 19, and so we both came in, and both of us like day one. So day one, so we had Bob Matheson was one of our outside linebackers at that point, right? And so Coach Shule says, you line up right behind Bob. You don't get the back of the line. You line up right behind Bob. And then Larry was just said, Larry was, they go, you're the guy. And within a week, I'm standing in front of Bob Matheson. So we're both expected to go in and play well.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And it was the same way My 10th year, I still felt the same pressure in my 10th year than I did I did my first year to justify not being, that guy was a waste, that guy was a bust, and and it's still there are some people that towards the end of my career said, get rid of this guy.
But it's funny because these guys are going through it and they're making a hell of a lot more money, and God bless them, man. You're a first round pick, you should. And Kenneth Grant got a big fat signing bonus with it. Chop got a big fat signing bonus the year before. And whoever goes in the 11th picks and you get the biggest yet outside of what Tua got for being the fifth pick.
You know what takes the burden of the first round pick is by playing well.
Yeah.
You notice when the guys that are first round picks that are playing well, you don't call them first round picks anymore.
That's right.
You call them potential Pro Bowlers and this and that. The guys that aren't playing well that were first round picks, you go, well, the guy was a first round pick and he's really not doing much. You know what I mean? That's the dichotomy
I got to tell you, man, when we had that nice run, when I got here in 1980, man, we had Bo in front of us and back of us.
Yeah.
We had a lot of first and second round picks that were really good. I always talk about AJ Dewey, Bob Baumhauer.
Yeah.
You and Larry.
Don McNeil
and Dwight. First and second round picks out of Alabama. But those guys, you start looking, Shoes or whoever was drafting at that point, forgot the guys. Thomas was in there and maybe Bobby Beathard before that. But Bo, we had a lot of good.
Yeah.
John Giesler at left tackle a year before me was really good.
Very good, for a long time.
And
so I'll tell you, so I think it was my second year, and I've said this before and so you kind of get to feel the press. So we drafted a kid from an offensive guard in the third round, right? And Coach Shula cut him the first week. The first week he cut him, and all the writers are going, well, what do you cut your third round pick? He goes, why'd you cut him? Because I know he wasn't going to ever be able to play for me. I don't want to. Why should I keep him around if I know he's not going to play for me? I'm just going to cut bait, and we'll get somebody else in there that's going to do a better job than him. At that point you're going, oh, Jesus Christ, you better play well,
the thing about Shoes, if you were dumb and you couldn't learn it, he just had no tolerance. And I don't mean book smart. I mean just knowing your play. Football smart.
Yeah.
And then the second thing was lazy.
Yeah.
He had
no tolerance for that.
And that one, and then just getting your ass kicked in practice every day and not fighting back. And he it was a dog.
You remember it, like, especially once the season started, it calmed down a little bit. But man, in training camp, it was a dogfight every day. Every time you walked on that field, get ready for a dogfight. And there's whoever's you're looking at wherever you are standing in that line. You're trying to climb over somebody's back, or else you're trying to fend somebody off.
Right.
That wants to take your job from you.
No, it was a crazy, crazy time. And so when I hear guys and getting yelled at and they don't do well when they get yelled at, and I was like, man,
well,
that probably our camp was not for you.
No,
that wouldn't have been the place to be. No. Bo, we got to go to break here. We have a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on here. Eric Reed, the voice of the Miami Heat, will join us coming up at 9:00. 83 points.
Wow.
You ever think we'd be talking about Wilt and then Bam Adebayo second? All time, Bo.
Hey.
All time.
Yeah. Crazy.
We can't even find video of Wilt scoring 100, man.
But you got that picture with
that. Right. Yeah. By the way, Bam did that. That was really cool.
That was pretty cool.
That was
83 points. What, he had like 40 free throws?
Bo, I want to ask you before we go to break, because you go back old school. If there was a guy between Kobe and Wilt, of all the great scores you saw, who would you have put in that position if you were to guess one guy that went off for 80-something points in a game?
It would have had to be
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, it would have to be Michael Jordan. Would probably be the guy that you would fit in there pretty easily, right?
Yeah, because he would take and stay in the game if he had to get it, if it was close. He had a lot of 50-point games anyway.
Yeah.
But all right, we got to go to break here. We got more stuff to get to. Kim Bokamper's with us. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
WQAM.
time here, and we'll let Bo give us a caller number here. We're giving away a pair of tickets to see George Lopez. He will be at the Hard Rock
George
Live.
Lopez, that's a nice.
That's a good one.
Like
Hard
George
Rock.
Lopez.
You're not eligible for this.
That
one.
calls for a little
I'm
early
not,
dinner.
yeah,
That's a good place.
George Lopez. So let's use George Lopez's age, 87 for the number.
Caller number 87.
No.
Hey, take the 7.
7?
7, yeah.
All right, we'll go
Seven's
caller
good
number
for-
7, but we got to
seven's good for-
wait a couple of seconds here because I've had people complaining about they haven't had enough time to call in. So we'll go at 8:47. We'll do caller number 7. So that's like 90 seconds from now. So if you call now, you're ineligible to win. George Lopez will be at the Hard Rock Live in June.
How many people are going to call right now anyway? Even though you said that. Everybody?
You can also purchase tickets
there it goes. 3.
You can purchase tickets at casino.hardrock.com/Hollywood.
All right. Well, people like the freebies better.
Yes, they
Richard, Cooper, Grant.
They're already on?
ER. I'm not sure who ER is. But anyway, they like to get those freebies, Bo. There's no question about it.
No doubt.
Hey, Bo, so we were just talking about basketball, and how cool is that watching Bam? We're going to have Eric Reed join us here in a little
83
while.
points, my gosh.
Bo, I don't care how you do it, man. I don't care. There's no way to break it down. A guy got 83, you got 83. You played against NBA players, and you got 83.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Took a lot of threes, though, Bo.
Took a lot of threes, got a lot of free throws.
They're trying to rip them from 7 to 22 on threes.
I'm not, it's I've become very enamored, very less enamored with the NBA. It's just a crazy, and so now you got Steve Kerr. Oh, geez, 82 games, too many games. We got to take 10 games off this. What?
Well, he's right.
No, he's not right. Why
make it better product? I mean, I know they'll never do it, but
you think players are going to give up?
No, I know they'll never. I know they'll never.
You go to 70
it.
games. You think they're going to give up 12 games?
Basketball's so bad.
A lot of sports could use less games.
So the players don't want to play.
Yes.
You had to put a rule in effect where if you don't play at least 60 games, you're not eligible for the MVP or all those things, right?
But if you played 10 less games, you have less back-to-backs.
And then you've got some stupid in the middle of the season freaking tournament that nobody gives a crapola
NBA
about.
Cup, the NBA
that you
Cup.
get a little cup that you can walk around. They win the tournament and you don't even put a hoist a banner up there because it's freaking embarrassing.
You get a trophy.
Where you go, you get that trophy.
Who won that?
Just
Knicks?
like this fake
the New York Knicks win that?
It's just like this fake World Cup
don't
trophy
know.
you got in here. What's that worth? Nothing.
It is funny. I don't remember who won it. Could have been the Knicks. The Knicks really won.
So look back to the Magic Johnson era. Look at the amount of plays guys play, amount of games guys played back then. And that was a torture.
But you also got to understand there was much less competition back then. They weren't good athletes.
Guys are making so much money right now.
That's why Wilt scored 100 points
they
because
make
he
all
was
their money
going up
playing
against a bunch of
basketball.
stiffs.
They play all their money playing basketball, they take that money because now they want to be a DJ or they want to be a rapper or they want to be come on, man.
Oh God! Oh, you take a grumpy. Are you happy now?
Yeah, I actually am happy.
Are you happy now?
I got to get a
He
winner
came
for this
right in and
contest.
started on our guy Steve Kerr, who's got our Golden State Warriors out there.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Steve Kerr.
Absolutely ridiculous. He played in that era. But he played in the 82 game era where you played 80 games.
He
maybe
played
79.
By the way, he played with a guy in Michael Jordan
that never wanted to get off the court. You
practice
rip him
was
off
like
the
games
court.
to him.
Yeah.
He said, "We're out here. We're going to go at it here, man. You don't have to worry."
Guy's
about
got diarrhea. He's crapping in his pants. He's still on the floor. Michael Jordan. He had to clean up after he got off the floor.
Where'd that come from? Anyway, hey man, our guy. It was great to see Bam right there in the middle, though. It sounds so weird. Wilt, Bam, and Kobe.
Yeah, how about that, right?
Huh? Of all the guys, all the great scorers, that we've had. Bob McAdoo. You talk about a guy that could score.
Yeah.
A big guy that could just flat out in his prime score.
Julius Erving, someone, these
Bird.
Bird, all these.
You just go through guys that could get you 40, 50 every night.
Hey, look at even
I don't know where you're going on this one.
Oh, I'm going to the Golden State Warriors. They're
Rick Barry.
No. The current
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. I mean, you think Steph Curry, if Steph at his prime would be a guy that would maybe put up close to 80, right?
I'll tell you what.
If someone's going to
our
do
old
it.
school guy Rick Barry could score.
He could score, yeah.
Now I know a lot of people didn't like him.
Score in his day.
Well, you can really go way back to Pistol Pete Maravich when they didn't have a 3-point line.
No,
I think one year in college, I think he averaged 50 points one year.
Play for his
in
daddy.
college,
Yeah, he got
and
the green
with
light.
no 3-point line.
He was fun to watch.
Yeah.
By the way, we got a winner on the tickets. Congrats to Hansel from North Miami.
All right, so
Is Gretel going to go with him too?
I want to thank Hilda
That's
for
pretty
calling.
good. I was
Hilda,
thinking more
thank you.
Zoolander. Hansel's so hot right now.
Hilda Bentley, thank you so much. I see her name popped up here. Thank you, Hilda. Just let you know we hear it. Keep calling in. We'll get you. Alberto, you're in there too, man. We'll make sure you get in there. Buchanan, thank you. Appreciate it. All the people that nice enough to wait around for the freebies, man. I love. We've been giving away a ton of Heat tickets too, by the way. Heat playing great basketball right now on a serious note, besides Bam, and they have all these guys out, and they're leading the league in scoring, a little over 120 points a game. They got a lot of guys out, and they have won 6 straight games, going for a 7th tonight against Milwaukee, who's got, even though the Greek Freak is back, have got some problems. Did you happen? I know we didn't go to the game last night. Did you catch Dominican Republic home run derby last night? Those guys played?
I didn't. We actually had some guests in town, so we had dinner last night, and I was trying to take a peek at it, but I didn't get a chance to.
It felt like a Game 7 of a World Series. First of all, it was packed. Tatis, Marte, Soto, and Guerrero all hit home runs. That team, and by the way, Machado's in that line.
Yeah.
It's a who's who.
So I tell you what, this tournament, I've really come to enjoy this tournament. This World Baseball Classic. I mean, it's great baseball. I mean, and you see all these guys, the national pride that they have, and they every game it's like a World Series game, too.
Right. Well, they're getting to play with their guys.
Yeah.
These Dominican guys are acting like they're in Little League Baseball again. They're so excited. You get that with Venezuelans too. They're into it. But United States and Japan. So anyway, if Dominican wins tonight and are tomorrow, and USA wins their game, they're going to play each other coming up here in a couple of days. That's going to be. Is that game here? Hopefully.
Yes, I think so. The semis are here. Bo, I'm just curious.
So every game here has been like hard to get. I mean, can't get tickets. Right?
No, Israel was easy to get tickets.
Well, okay.
The day games were a little easier.
Game.
Yeah. Bo, I'm just curious. So that if you saw the highlights from the game, guys are they're hot dogging it down the after they hit the home run, they're tossing the bat. They're looking back at the dugout. Are you the kind of guy where it's like you place your bat down and you respectfully run the bases?
No, not in a series like this.
Okay.
Not in a series like
that doesn't
this.
bother you. It doesn't grind your gears.
No, it doesn't. Well, it
guys
does.
do that a little bit.
Sometimes it used to, but I would be enthusiastic. That's one thing I like about this where you're playing for your country. Look what happened with the U.S. hockey team. It's that your country's pride and all that. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy for it.
This is a very unique situation. Hey, speaking of old school, I was thinking I wrote this down here before I get.
I don't think the Germans are doing that.
9 o'clock hour.
Huh?
Germans. Oh God. Hey, so I want to ask you. You were out there on the field when we played that game against the Chargers. And the Winslow story, Winslow.
Oh,
going.
yeah.
And who told Cos kept helping him up? Mike Kozlowski would help him up.
Everybody was telling him, don't pick him up.
You guys are going over there because he's getting a hand up from Cos. Cos is trying to cover him, which was not a good matchup.
Yeah, no.
And you guys, said.
So Kuchenberg. At the end of the game, Kuchenberg said, "Hey, look, you should give that guy an Emmy. You should get that guy an Emmy because we all played every play of that, every down of that game, and he's going in and out and in and out.
He got
and then he blocked a kick.
Yeah.
So now he's getting.
He had him one of the greatest games of all time.
It really was, but they're dragging him out like he was. Come on, man.
Yeah,
kidding me?
Cooch was pissed about that.
No, and look
after the game.
Oh,
he started ripping him.
Buried him.
Just would not stop.
Yeah.
But I always hear the story about you and Baumhauer telling Cos, stop picking him up. He had like 11 or 12 catches.
Yeah.
Will you stop covering him and stop helping him up after he make at least get up on his own?
That was absolutely true. I mean, just yelling at him, and
Cos would fight in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah,
you got him going the wrong way.
No, he would look. I'm telling you what, we would yell at him, and he would come right back at us. So Mike Kozlowski, a really interesting guy, right? Maybe one of the best athletes I've been around.
Great athlete.
Great. I mean, anything he did. Volleyball, played volleyball in college. He did, and he was just a great athlete. And he was half Samoan, right? So anytime we'd play against guys that had Samoan guys in their team, he goes, that's my uncle, or that's my cousin.
Related.
They were always related. So he'd pick up the Samoan guys. He goes, Mike, leave them down there. Let them get up on their own accord. We didn't say it quite that way.
Yeah.
But let him, step on his fingers. Don't pick him up. No, man, that's my cousin. How many cousins you have,
Right. He did doing the whole thing.
We'd be in the huddle fighting about it,
Hey, well, listen, we got Eric Reed. We're going to talk about that 83-point performance. Man, it's so strange. Wilt, Bam, and Kobe will have Eric Reed and his red-hot Heat team. We'll talk about that coming up at 9 o'clock. Stay with us.
Today's topics are sponsored by Local Plumbers 519.
The Canes open their ACC tournament play
1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Darrell Hyundai. You always pay less of your pricito at Darrell Hyundai. Visit us at Darrell Hyundai or DarrellHyundai.com. Starting with hoops, the Miami Hurricanes will take on Louisville today in the ACC Tournament. Tip-off is at 2:30 from Charlotte, and the game can be heard on WQAM with our pregame beginning at 2. And tonight, the Heat will host the Bucks. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. The game can be heard on 104.3 FM. Over to the Panthers, who will welcome in Columbus tonight. The puck drops at 7 from Amarant Bank Arena. That game can be heard on 560 AM. To baseball, the Hurricanes beat UCF 9-5. Next up, Miami will hit the road for a 3-game series with Duke beginning tomorrow. And in the World Baseball Classic, the USA advanced with Italy beating Mexico. Finally, in soccer, Inter Miami and Nashville played to a scoreless tie in the Champions Cup round of 16. Miami will host Nashville for the second leg on Wednesday. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
To me, it's wondering what he would say. Seeing somebody, obviously you've seen 60, 70, but like to be 83 and you pass him, in my mind, it's like, what would he say to me? Because I've always wanted to have a conversation with him, but he'll probably say me do it again. But just a surreal moment being in the company with somebody you idolized growing up.
Bam Adebayo, after his historic night, it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, Woody. Man, this got to be fun. Talking about yesterday's reaction from everybody. Bam now right between Kobe and Wilt. Just unbelievable. The guy that was on the call for it and has seen them all, Eric Reed, TV voice of the Heat on FanDuel Sports Network. Eric, now you've had 24 hours to kind of let it digest. What was it like, man, watching that and going, did you think it would ever get to 80 at any point, like in the first half, where you're going, hey, tonight might be some kind of record?
Well, Joe, first of all, it was just the most remarkable evening I've ever experienced as a basketball broadcaster, and I've been doing this for 49 years. 38 with the Heat. Probably the most amazing event to happen in South Florida in sports ever.
Correct.
You didn't, at first it was a great Heat story for a while. And we were on high. Listen, I think he scored the first 9 points of the game for Miami. He's been starting games really well. This all goes back, and I told the story during the telecast that night. Miami, the prelude to this 6-game winning streak was those really discouraging back-to-back road losses at Milwaukee and at Philadelphia the last week of February. And John Crotty and I were standing in the locker room about 5 feet away from Bam after that loss to Philadelphia. And it was as frustrated and sort of disgusted as I've ever seen him in his 9 years. And he was sitting in his locker by himself. He was the last person to speak to the media. And he didn't cool down in that time. And that's when the mics were in front of him, and he said, I'm sick and tired of this play-in stuff. We haven't lost a game since.
Amazing.
He's been starting games like a rocket ship, just being super aggressive, throughout this winning streak. But 31 points in the first quarter, I mean, that was an attention grabber, obviously. It set a record, and from that point forward, we were sort of on a Heat record watch. His 43 points in the first half was also a Heat record. And then the guy, has, 62 points through 3 quarters, breaking LeBron's record. And at that moment, the whole thing shifted mentally for all of us of this is no longer a Miami Heat story. This is a historic NBA story. And we started looking at the 60-point guys and the 70-point guys. And on it went. It was the 3 highest scoring quarters of his career, by the way. 31 in the first.
Wow.
21 in the fourth. 19 in the third. But what was remarkable about it, Joe, there were so many things. He went 14 of 16 at the foul line in the fourth quarter. Wow. He made his last 8 free throws in the final 5.5, 5:40 maybe of the game. Listen, the guy's an under 80% free throw shooter for the year. He made 8 straight as he was chasing history. I think it was let me get it exactly right. With 1:37 left, he tied Kobe's 81 with 2 straight free throws. Then he moved ahead of Kobe with 2 more, maybe 15, 16 seconds later. So, he also set an NBA record with free throws made and attempted, going 36 for 43. I want to compare that for a second to Wilt's 100-point game in 1962. He went 36 of 63 from the field, made 28 of his 32 free throws, had 59 in the second half, played all 48 minutes of that game, which was a 169-147 Philadelphia Warrior win over the Knicks in a game that was played on a neutral court in Hershey, Pennsylvania, guys, and it was not televised. So when you think about it, Bam's 83, it's just mind-shaking. And I think I thought the reaction – and by the way, Bam – for the season is averaging 5.5 free throw attempts a game.
Jeez.
Okay.
That's
5.5. He more than doubled his previous career high, which was 41 at Brooklyn in January 2021. He took 43 free throws. The Wizards had 29. I thought, listen, the reaction was a little bit mixed, but if you listened to coaches and players in the league, it wasn't mixed at all.
No, not at all.
Everybody is so respectful of Bam, and he's earned that. Not only the kind of player he's been, a total team guy, a winner. His picture should be in the encyclopedia next to winner. 3, the gold medals, the All-Star appearances, just the way he's always handled himself. So I think the respect is 100% for the player and the person. And the media response, whatever.
Yeah, Eric, what was the reaction on the players on the bench as he was going through, especially when you start going through this number? You're at 60, you're at this, and then like every shot, those guys had to be just going crazy.
They were locked in,
crazy on the bench, right?
Kim and Joe, it was the best team thing I've ever seen. They were so into it, and the things that they did that drew some criticism. Taking some fouls to get the ball back. Just feeding him relentlessly. They were totally into it. And if you saw and the reaction in the crowd, nobody left. For the last 6 minutes of the game, people were standing, including everybody on the bench. When you saw Kelly Sacco interview Bam after the game, the whole team surrounded him. It was a Bam moment, but it was a Heat moment, and that thing was celebrated other than a championship, I've never seen a more joyful celebration for the Miami Heat than what we saw at the end of that game and in the locker room. It's just, listen, this is something that nobody that was there or watched it on TV or listened on radio will ever forget. It's a huge thing in NBA history. Wilt did it in 62. Kobe got his 81 in 2006. And I don't care how bad the Wizards are, and they are bad. That is the tank of all tanks. I called their defense the friendliest defense in the NBA, the most non-confrontational defense I think I've ever seen. Do you know they fouled Bam 26 times in that game? And I don't think there was one hard foul that even came close to putting him down. They didn't start doubling him and tripling him till the fourth quarter. It was embarrassing for them, but just so joyful and incredible for Bam. Who would have ever thought that was possible? It's 2 days later, and I look at the box score, and it's still hard to comprehend or believe. I was so glad to find Bam and Asia and Bam's mom in the parking garage where the players are after the game, and we didn't even say much to each other. It was just. You hug this guy, you appreciate this man, and you're just so happy that for the rest of his career and in basketball history, they're going to point to that, and you're going to see Bam's name among the top 3 scoring games in the history of the league. And again, as bad as the Wizards are, nobody else did that against them. So you just have to give him all the credit in the world. How relentless he was, how aggressive he was. And when you think about his career arc, and this is what makes it even more special, guys, the Heat drafted him. We've watched him play every game in his 9-year career. He's a team guy, a defensive player first. One of the great captains. We've had two of the greatest captains you could ever have in Udonis and now him. And the relationship he has with the Alonzo Mournings and the Dwayne Wades and Udonis Haslams of our world speaks to how much they care about him and how much they respect him. The carrier of the culture is now the carrier of one of the greatest individual games in the history of the sport. Let that one sink in.
Hey, Eric, I got to tell you too, man. You talked about Kelly after the interview. He was just class act. Everything he said, I mean, you couldn't write it out better if you're head of communications than all the things he said from his heart and the way you can't help but root for that guy. Then on top of it, the amount of money he gives to charity and giving back and doing things, he is a perfect representative of a star player and what you expect. He really is.
He is, Joe. It was a couple of months ago, a good friend of mine out in L.A., we were having dinner together when the Heat were out west to play the Lakers and Clippers. And we're having dinner together, and he asked me, of all the guys in 38 years of doing Heat basketball, who's like the best person among all those players? And like, it hit me out of the clear blue. And how do you really answer a question like that? And I thought about it for a few seconds, and we've had some great people. I mean, Udonis and Dwayne, Keith Haskins, Goran Dragic. But to me, the answer is Bam. I mean, it's hard to find a better guy. He's just so sweet and friendly and giving and unselfish and from such humble beginnings. Everybody knows the story about the picture he hung in his locker for years, the trailer home that he and his mom lived in growing up. I mean, he has stayed humble and grateful. And I mean, listen, there's a reason he's been on, 3 Olympic teams and is one of the most beloved teammates in the league, one of the most respected and well-liked players in the league. He's just that kind of guy, and I'm not overstating it. Anybody that knows Bam would tell you the same thing.
Hey, I'll leave you with this one. By the way, they're playing their best basketball we've seen in a long, long time, and it doesn't matter. We got a lot of guys injured. There's been a lot of guys out. Powell, Wiggins, Hero, Khalil Ware just recently missed the game, and yet they keep winning, man. They got this system down. They're believing. What flipped? I know you talked about after those 2 really difficult losses. What have you seen from them as a group? Why they got some really good wins during that time?
Yeah, listen, it's 6 straight, which ties their longest streak of the season. It's also 6 straight at home. They've won 9 of their last 11. They're neck and neck right now with Orlando. Right now, Miami is 6th, 0.2 of a percentage point behind the Magic, who they play here in Miami on Saturday night. The Heat are a half game ahead of Toronto and a game and a half ahead of Philly. What's changed? Listen, I think, and by the way, all 6 of these wins without Norman Powell, their leading scorer.
Right.
The last several games, no Wiggins. Khalil Ware missed the last game. Hero missed the last game. So, you got a head coach that never uses anything, injuries, schedule.
Never.
For an excuse. It's always, we have enough. I wish I had $1 for every time he said we have enough. But one of the things that's happened is the defense. Listen, it's hard to defend at a high level when you're playing offense that fast. It's hard to do both. That's why you haven't seen this very often in the NBA. But listen, the Heat are the number 1 scoring team in basketball right now at 120.6 points per game. It's by over 8 points their highest scoring season in the 38 years of Heat basketball. But the defense is catching up. And Coach Spo has worked on zone defense for 5 to 10 years now. And it took this group a little longer to get it, but they've gotten it. And one of the reasons I think Bam and Khalil have worked out so well here in the final 10, 15, 20 games of the year, these last month or so, they're really good together in that back line of the zone. And Tyler Hero has become an elite, wing defender in that zone. And that zone defense has become a real irritant for the opponents, and Spo switches it up and, keeps teams off balance. So the combination of offense and defense and protecting your home court, It's worked out very well recently, and now with 16 or 17 games left, it's a great, sort of, I always call it the march toward the playoffs. Listen, we've been so spoiled in here for the Heat. It's 26 playoff appearances in 37 years, and they're determined to stay out of the play-in and win their way into the top six. And it's a great way to get ready for the postseason with all these meaningful games over the last 2 months of the season.
Well, they're playing really well, and it is a great, great story with this group and what they've been able to do. Eric, thank you, man. It's great stories. Really appreciate it, and appreciate you coming on this morning, bud. Have a good one.
Joe, Kim, always great talking with you guys, and just feel so blessed, as a city and a community, a fan base, and as a broadcaster to be involved with a historic performance like we saw the other night. Thanks for having us on to talk about it.
You got it. Eric Reed, TV voice of the Heat on FanDuel Sports Network. There you have it, man. Just how special.
I tell you, he's seen a lot of basketball, and for him to see something like that and talk about it that way, it's
that's crazy, Bo. Good stuff. Hey, Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. We got to flip it over here, man. You need a mortgage, huh? Debt consolidation. You need cash. HOA fees killing you. Insurance is rising. What the heck am I going to do? I'll tell you what you can do. Matter of fact, if the reverse mortgage, one of the most popular mortgages we have down here, if you are 62 or older, you and your spouse, you qualify with all that equity in your home, you could really use the money. Man, call Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. The man can get you that money quickly, going to get you the best rates. First-time home buyer rates, got some with very little money down to make it easy. Always going to get you the lowest rates possible. I always tell everybody this, man. If you need your money, man, because you're upside down and some things going on, especially if you're out in a condo right now and everything just keeps going up and you're going, how the hell am I going to make it here in retirement? Go to Google reviews on the web, Choice Mortgage Reviews, saying a lot of great things about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage and his 30 years of experience right here. Gets things done in half the time of the big banks, always going to get you the best rates. Nobody's going to touch him with that. Hey, go to Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. The man has no life. He works 7 days a week. Call or text him 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730, MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender. Hello, Michael Kotze.
The Joe Rose Show.
and the way the sunlight plays upon her hair.
Oh, Woody,
is that the only music you play in this?
Yeah, he
on this
thinks he's
radio
hurting
show?
old guys by playing the Beach Boys.
But you only does it when I come in?
Yeah. Oh, no, he gets me occasionally.
That's offensive to me. That's offensive to me. He's going to do that.
You guys are the Beach Boys.
By the way, nothing's offensive to you for the record. I've been.
Is Bo tough to offend?
Yes, very hard.
You don't say.
He's heard. He's either heard or dished out everything possible that you can do. Hey, by the way, want to thank Eric Reed for joining us, talk about Bam and how special a couple of nights ago were for that performance. Just unbelievable. And by the way, I didn't need to be told he is a class act.
Yeah.
And you talk about a guy, he makes a lot of money, but he gives a lot of money to people. You see how he treats his girlfriend and his mother and what they've been through growing up. And he's just a grounded guy.
The Heat, we've been here since the Heat came into existence.
Yeah.
And they've always been a class organization.
Yes.
Certainly from the top down. But they're players. They're players. You've always got good players, and they're always, good guys work hard guy. And look, if you don't, especially since Riley got there, if you don't work hard, you're not going to be on that team. You're not going to.
I was going to disagree with you on one thing. This thing, I'm glad Ted bought it.
Yeah.
Mickey's dad, but the guys he had, I was not fans of.
Yeah.
Ran it at first.
No.
Right.
Well,
but once Mickey got in here and got Pat, Mickey and Pat together, ownership and president, and this thing exploded.
And the quality of players that they've brought in.
Yes. Aggressively in trades.
Yep.
Not afraid to go out and get after it. And look at some of the great teams they've
so in the
had.
last 4 years, since Dwayne Wade left and Shaq left and all those guys in this team, you kind of felt like it got gutted, but they've always been competitive.
They got in the play-in funk here in recent years, but you could tell this group and Spo's been preaching, hey man, I believe in these guys. And honestly, if everybody that covers this team is honest, they're going, I think they're making a mistake because nobody saw them bouncing back the way they have right now, and now about ready to jump into the fifth spot in the Eastern Conference. But it's structure. You look at Andy.
Yeah.
Guy's one of the best at what he does.
Yep.
You look at Nick and Mickey.
Yeah.
Ownership who's passionate about their team, man, and hands-on,
and
not hands-on where you hear about it every day, but they want to know what's going on.
But the ownership, they treat it like a family. I mean, like Askins and those guys, all those guys that have been there
forever. Tony
Fiorentino still doing stuff with them, and so it is a family.
Bob McAdoo, I see Mac there still.
It's incredible. I mean, the respect that they give to the players that have given them the respect, that they want to be as a team, they reward him with it. And Alonzo Mourning, I mean, you look about this guy, all the stuff that this guy's gone through physically. I mean,
tell me last year
where he's at right now.
Last year when we did that thing for Baptist Health, I was ready to stand up and just start cheering his speech. For what he's been through.
Look, let me tell you what. I changed my whole diet. I changed my whole diet the day after I heard him speak.
I didn't go that far, but I got to tell you, because I don't have that kind of willpower. But boy, I'll tell you what. Listen to Zoe and getting to spend time with them. It's just, it's class act from
top to bottom.
And Spo's. Listen, he handed off to Spo, and I remember when that was done, and everybody's going, "What are you doing?" And he's turned into one of the best, if not
now
the
he's
best.
the Olympic coach. Now he's the respect he gets within the league.
Not a bad move. Not a bad move. Bo, it's just the story just goes on and what they've been able to do.
Well, so what other organization do you see that's been this kind of thing? And I would look at the Pittsburgh Steelers from the standpoint of the
family,
the
Rooney family,
the Rooney family, and they've had 3 coaches in 30 years, right? And look at the Heat.
Just got another one, but it's been a long time.
I mean, up until now, and I don't know what's going to be from here on. You would think it would be the same thing, but that Rooney family's getting older. But I mean, the Heat have kind of been that stable franchise
for a long
that's
time.
Not bumping coaches every other year. Oh, you did, just just they're trusting in that coach going to make it happen, and the organization. You talk about Andy Ellisberg and all these other guys that have been there, so loyal to the organization to a fault.
Well, like you said, our Keith Askins, who shows up from time to time behind the scenes, has been with them forever and was a hell of a player. But you can just go, Bo, you're right. And we went to Timmy Hardaway and Lonzo teams, I call them, and then we went Shaq and Wade, and then we went the big three. We went a little Jimmy Butler in there, who, as much as I can't stand the guy, but he did some good things, man.
Yeah.
No, he played the game the Riley way till money got in the way, and then that changed things. So anyway, hey, listen, we got a lot more stuff coming up here. Bo, thanks, man. I always appreciate you coming in. Jay Lucas, Hurricanes basketball head coach, getting ready for a game today at 2:30 against Louisville, is going to join us when we come back. We're going to talk to him about that. But, hey, before we get to that, I want to let everybody to know there's nothing like opening day. Bo and I were talking about going to Candlestick Park as kids and watching an opener with the San Francisco Giants. And, boy, I'll tell you what, it doesn't change. Doesn't matter what your team is. The Marlins are making it really special. A special Friday night game under the lights. Join us March 27th and watch the Fightin' Fish face the Colorado Rockies at 7:10. The first 25,000 fans through the gates will receive first ever Marlins opening day bobblehead featuring Kyle Stowers, presented by ADT, and cap off the night with a spectacular post-game fireworks show. Think about that, man. From first pitch, the bobblehead, to watching fireworks. I mean, it is a full day and night of entertainment for you and your family. So welcome to a new season of Marlins baseball. Get your tickets now at marlins.com/opening day. See you at Marlins baseball.
Go.